we started. Don't wanna cry about it. Let's finish what we started.
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done.
How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful, beautiful evening, boys. We got ourselves more duels tonight. Dan, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Dan doing Rin. I'm sorry to tell you, but today is NA. Yesterday was EU. Friday is EU. But I hope you had fantastic, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, happy, peaceful Christmas or holidays or just a good Thursday, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, it's whatever, man. You know what I mean? We're going to try to see if we can get some groups for NA. It has been a little bit more difficult, so we're just going to give it an attempt, see where it goes. The chat, Dal, far from it. But how you doing? The real chat, Jim Jordan. How you doing, my man? Ooh, let's go. Yo, what's up, my man? Hope you're having a good one. I am hoping, because I've been cut up. Hey, look, I've been skimping out over on the Team NA. That is my fault, right? Couple of times in a row, we've done a stream and I was like, let me fix the webcam here. I gotta figure out, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is this? Like, I got a green screen, right? But like, I'm trying to deal with this. You know how my hand is cut off right here? Like, do I gotta zoom in on this thing? Maybe that's what I gotta do, is give it like a nice little zoom in and then shrink myself. I gotta figure something out with the perspective here so that you can see me and I'm not like cut off like this. You know what I mean? I think it would look better. What about, oh, that looks fine. Okay. Is that the right one? No. Well, that for some reason looks fine. That's the wrong one. There we go. Well, actually, I guess we could do here. Whatever. Yeah, so I've been really bad at the whole, like, you know, actually logging in for NA, homies. But I do want to try. We got to give it a shot today. It's the end of an expansion too, right? That's, I think, where a huge portion of my mindset is like, man, it's like War Within, bro. It's over, right? We're all waiting for midnight. I can't blame nobody. I feel like it's going to be more fun on PTR just because we'll actually be able to test out a lot of the changes. They haven't really done like a big expansion of invites for beta, so it's essentially like if you want beta, you paid for it, and that's really about it. And it looks like the numbers are there, but like I know within our community, it would just be really, really tough, man. I tried because I want to, if we do beta duels, I'd want to make sure we could at least secure at least one full team, ideally like at least a full EU team, just so it's like we can basically pick up stragglers and bugs outside of that, but like having at least one team that's ready to go would make it that much easier. That being said, with them not really doing a lot of like invites for the beta, we don't have people passively getting invited in. And EU is less likely to want to play beta just because they have extreme lag. So you have like a whole region that's essentially not excluded, but not enticed to really want to play. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Does that make even a small modicum of sense, chat? I kept hearing bad things about WoW. It has to change. Wait, what? Downplay some of the stuff in the background before is a byproduct of Blizzard Sport management. Wait, hold on. What are you talking about, Celtic? What do you mean? Dagothral is shoved to the background behind Alaria and Anduin? What are you talking about, man? Hold on a second. Actually, though, what are you talking about? Because what? Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of just getting up today, and I'm getting, you know, the stream up and running, and I'm just like, sir, this is Wendy's. What are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy? Wait, hold on a second. You're gonna have to start from the, it from the back, friend. I have no idea. What is going on? You're gonna have to take it slow with me, man. Hold on a second. Coming in here like, hold on, dude. This is the end of the apocalypse. What's happening? I'm just catching up. What do you mean? Let's actually try to get a group together though, right? Let's one thing at a time. One step at a time. Let me set up the groups, see how it goes, and I'll answer all of your questions as best as I can. Trying to figure out how to do this again. Alright, multi-core. I want to see you bug Boris is around or Flex is around, because I don't even know if they're around today. But yeah, we gotta give it a attempt, boys. What's up, gamers? What's up? No jab here. How you doing, my man? Alrighty, IDK could be paranoid, but it didn't seem like people are always negative about the game despite the positive changes. My God. IDK Dal, I could be paranoid, but I like how people are always negative about the game. The talk like Shadowlands really made an impact, and I don't see anything to be fixed. Let me read your other messages. Please tell me the stuff in the please tell me if the stuff in the background before you is a byproduct of Blizzard Pro management. Do you mean like literally stuff in the background? Like this is like official art with some movement. Like it moves a little bit. You see that? Slight movement. Or Alaria, I guess is better. Again, like my camera's cut off, but like you see my finger over her like draping whatever the hell that is. Like that was just Blizzard art from like a while ago. By like Anduin, Alaria, wow. That's what you meant in the background. Before he is about product the Blizzard for management of the game, or if it's just fine. I mean, this was just official art. Like how I'll show the background. I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know you meant that literally. Because I keep hearing bad things about WoW and it hasn't changed. Well, again, my question is, what have you been hearing? I'm kind of confused, Celtic. I have no idea what you're on about. Like, there's a good chance that like it makes sense in your mind, but I'm just out of the loop. So you're gonna have to like give me a bit of context for this machinations, so I can answer. It is loud, isn't it? Okay, that's my fault. Celtic. I don't know why I'm yelling now, but you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a little bit more of an idea of what you mean, because I feel like I'm out of the loop. Whatever's going on in your mind makes sense to you, but I've been out of the loop, so whatever those machinations are, you're gonna have to like give some context for those. Like, what do you mean specifically? I didn't know you meant literally the background. Just what I heard, Dal. Actually, I actually like that stuff, just spreading the news to see what you make of it. Well, I have no... So I don't know what news you're talking about. It sound to me... Let me give you an example. Whatever you said didn't make much sense to me. It kind of felt like, you know, those ramblings of like these like... Let me give you a better example. Let me give you an example that's going to make like a lot of sense from my perspective. I'm trying out. Well, I'm just letting you know it didn't make too much sense. Let me explain to you exactly through video game terms of exactly what that was, what happened just now, at least to my mind, right? Because I feel like there's a disconnect, and I'm gonna try to make a connection. And I don't mean this like in a bad way or a negative way or whatever, but imagine I'm a paladin playing Remix, and then I encounter Doomsayer. He says, "The end is coming, would you like a pamphlet?" I take a pamphlet and I'm reading it, right? Zeppelin to Oblivion, presented by Trade Prince Gallowix. Green fire raids from the heavens. Sounds bad, right? Act now and buy a ticket. Disclaimer. Access Rumside's putting, and he says, "Light have forsaken us." And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is happening? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt just now. Like, whatever the... It felt like a ramblings of a madman. I'm just like, hold on a second, slow it down. There's a connection. There's probably a way to like organize it. What are you talking about when they say like thrall in the background? Like, I know you meant it literally, but like, is there like anything else? Like, are you questioning like, hey, did thrall get like shafted in the story? Did he not really play much of a part? Is that what you mean? I have no idea. There's different videos detailing Blizzard's content they're putting out, and they're saying some of the characters we knew and loved are being excluded. So I don't know those videos. I haven't watched them. So you ask in my opinion on the videos that I haven't seen. I don't know what I could tell you in terms of like, yeah, I have no idea. I don't know a single person, or maybe like one that would have watched those, but majority of people I know wouldn't have even seen them either. I don't know what those videos are. You know what I mean? I have no clue. I have no clue. No idea, unfortunately, friend. Dude, who is on an A actually? Can we ever get a group together? Hold on. Hey, wanna do some duels today? I'm gonna ask Flex if he's down, or if Flex is not down, dude. We could try to see if we can put a group together, but NA is looking a little dry, dude. Potentially, what we could do is maybe pivot and do EU, maybe? Because Danduin is on. I'm wondering if we could possibly do EU. Would we even have the bodies? Would we be able to make something happen here? Is Rick online? Isn't Smeshko online? That's another question. Because Nick Druid is online, or Call of Duty. So maybe Tomba is on, that's an EU homie. Vladislav is on, that's an EU homie. Hold on a second, maybe we can potentially pivot. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yo, hold on. Yo, if I were... Hold on a second. Yeah, we might just have to pivot and try EU duels, chat. Okay, so there's different videos detailing Blizzard's content they're putting out, and saying some characters we knew are getting left excluded, throttle included. It's all weird because they say negative things and they don't have any hope for the future. I can pull up a video of a guy spewing bull about the content. Can I pull a video? You wouldn't be able to post it in chat. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah. So positive changes is subjective matter. Changes are positive and some negative of others. Well, he's talking about it from a lore perspective, right? So he's talking about it more from like a lore perspective. So I feel like there is like, you either have good writing or bad writing. Like a lot of people felt that, let's say like the base writing of Dragonflight, the story was kind of mid, but like the little small moments and little side stories were actually pretty well written, more or less. It was like actually not terrible. The expansion caught a lot of flack for not a lot of great reason. It's just the main story felt like we weren't fighting a big bad. It didn't have like that crazy like Legion vibes to it, I guess. What I'm saying is those negative folks have said. Yeah, so I don't know, man. In terms of like, if you're asking what is the actual question, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. Let's frame it into a question. What is the specific question you're asking, friend? Okay. Well, I'll give you a second to ask a question. I'll give a second for Flex to respond. Otherwise, I think we will switch over and do EU today. Oh, Reverence is on. You could possibly pick up Rest in Hell. Try to see if you can slap a group together on EU, homies. But yeah, if you're referencing specifically lore, I think it's been orderly butcher over the years expansions. Well, I guess if you're asking like, is the lore of the storyline of War Within, how does that compare in terms of like the overall totality of the WoW lore? Or are you talking about like as a self-contained story, what have they done so far? Because I feel like because the part of it is the World Soul Saga is like, it's all the different pieces of the puzzle and then eventually come together as a World Soul Saga. At the very beginning, you had the whole storyline of Anduin. Alaria's story is continuing on. And through Alaria, I guess they're kind of weaving it into Midnight. But Anduin had his chapter, a little bit of Thrall, but mostly Anduin at the very beginning. And he's kind of settled for a bit. And I guess it'll come back later. Then a lot of it has been Xal'atath specifically, going to different places, spreading her influence, attacking Beladar, right? Siphoning the Void from there. Then we went to Undermine, where she's trying to get the heart repaired, and that leads into the ethereal raid of Karesh and Metaforge Omega. But it's an opportunity for us to dive into to the goblins for a second and add them into the ongoing story, like figure out like their place in the world in the story in a sense, right? And then we did Karesh, which is pretty cool. It wraps up the storyline a little bit of the Ethereals, and it also advances Alaria's story. Locust Walker, I'm gonna say the ends really, but he's like a catalyst to get her story advancing. And then it reignites Xal'atath back in the center stage to then heading to Midnight. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah. I guess again, Celtic, what is your specific question, man? Like, can you rephrase it into a specific question that I can try and answer? In terms of like, hey Dal, what are your thoughts on Midnight's story? Some people are saying, like, I don't know, this is an example. It's like, some people are saying it's mid, but it's actually been really, really good. What are your thoughts on people saying that it's been mid? Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what is the actual question? I don't really know what you're asking specifically. Okay, I think we are going to pivot chat over and do EU. We're going to try to give EU another shot, another run. Dan, if you're around and you want to play today, we are going to be doing EU. So I don't know if you're on, or if you pivoted to doing housing stuff, but we're gonna try doing EU for the day. I'm just gonna do a quick announcement. Okay, we're gonna go just hit with a scratch that, do it EU again. Because I feel like NA is just gonna be really, really difficult. Maybe for the next few weeks we'll just double up on EU, because at least like we can get some games going. Now I don't know if we'll be able to be successful in getting EU games going, but we're definitely gonna give it the best shot we got. We're gonna give it the best shot we got, yeah boys? Molten Core. Yeah, if I actually planned to do EU duels, I would have definitely started a lot earlier. But it's okay. Hey now, what's your favorite range of melee DPS so far after all the testing? In Midnight Beta? Oh, melee? I actually been liking Rogue a lot. Like, actually unreasonable amounts of Rogue. Outside of that, I also really like Fury Warrior and Arms. Warrior seems pretty solid. They're just like, not really changing too much, but they feel good to play. Another good melee that I like, Unholy DK is really cool. I like the thematics of it. Like, thematic opponents are sick. Ranged, I like Evoker a lot. Surprisingly, I think this might be like the expansion of the Evoker. Devourer, of course, is really, really cool. I like mages a lot, and Warlocks. I think those are the specs that I probably found the most amount of fun with so far. Like, there's a lot of good ones, but these are just the highlights for me. I'm asking if you could delve into the game and try to explore these problems, find them, and try to see if there's a way around them. I'm asking if you could delve into the game and try to explore these problems. Well, I guess the question is, what problems? Right? Find them. Find the problems? Well, what problems specifically? Like, if there's problems to be identified, I'm assuming whatever videos you watch that got you like in a frenzy would have identified what these problems are, right? And there's a way around them. PvP, PvE, questing, etc. Yeah, I guess that does frame into a question, but it's still very confusing. Like, yeah, I don't really know. I'm confused as to what the hell people are saying, and I'm baffled as you. Okay, well, I'm very confused for sure. No, just this time is back in an hour. Yo, well, maybe we'll be streaming in an hour, so possibly Rick, you might be able a chance to play. NA, I couldn't get any duels going, but we're gonna try in EU a second shot. Second attempt. Possibly. Hey, friend, wanna join EU duels? I'm gonna just start asking around. Hey Dan, we have to try to get an EU duels going. Wanna join in? I know it's super late on EU, dude. We're gonna try the best shot we got, but that's gonna be it, man. Hey, man. Gotta see if Carter, because last time I tried to see if we can get him in. Good luck on Pepsi Max. What a name, dude. What a name. Hey, MKO, wanna join 5V5 Duels on EU? Okay, we got Dan to win. Sure, on helpful gear. I just came back. Haha, yeah. Oh, gee, I'm just trying to gather up the homies right now. Let me know when to invite. Alright, who else could I get in? Hey, now, wanna... Try to see if we can get him in here, possibly. Yeah, we're trying for EU duels tonight again. One in. Can't promise if there will or won't be any rogues. Trying to see if I can get Nightfeed to join in. Hey, Razor. Who is Razor again? Oh, he's a rogue. There we go. And then Stellaris. Oh, I remember this guy. Hey, Stellar. Tasty on Madness. I miss him. And then Vladislav. Damn it! Where's Goyers? I know that I missed him. Okay, I got a bunch of messages back. Let's see how many of those are like, yo, let me in. Yo, get me in on that. Or if it's like, oh, I'm chilling, bro. We'll see, we'll see. Dan, so he's in. Partner, yes. More EU fun. More EU fun. Okay, so Carlos said he will DM me. Okay, let me know when to invite him. There we go. Okay, so we got Night Fiend. How do I get you in here? Nice. Beautiful. MKIV. Oh, Call of Duty? Okay, okay, okay. I mean, if Judy wants to join in, I'm cool with that. Yeah. Okay, so Tama, unfortunately, is not joining us. Doing Blitz? Okay, okay. Alright, I think he's probably doing Blitz with Tama, I imagine. Cool. Bless. Okay, cool. Get him in here too. Okay, so we got MK. I'm trying to get through so many whispers, boys. Let's, since it's EU on Saturday. Okay, and then it's gonna be MK. Wait, is it MKIV? Okay, got him. Nice, got him invited. Okay, so we need like one more for this team, and then we'll be set. But yeah. Otherwise, I'm chilling. Does Bocce want to join in? I might just have to ask anyway. Hey, I'll see if Answer wants to join in. I feel like every single week I've asked him, but nothing. Looking forward to great duels. Yeah, hopefully we get some groups together, man. And we're doing pretty good. Like, mentally, doing pretty good. Duels-wise, I saw that NA is a ghost town, so we're trying to get some EU games going. We're gonna give it the best shot we got, boys. It's an end of expansion, end of an era. It's been harder to get dual groups together. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying my best on my end, dude. I've been trying my best. But it's only gonna get easier as we get into like the pre-patch of midnight. Promise you. Because everybody's gonna be coming back. Everybody's gonna be testing out the new evoker class, gearing ults or whatever. Maybe they'll just do something to make it easy for people to grab PvP gear or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That'd be really fun. Or honestly, if we could somehow like enable some kind of scaling so it doesn't matter what kind of character you had, you could just like get your gear scaled for PvP specifically. That'd be sick. Is this your EU? Right now, EU, Jordan. You're more than welcome to join, man. You're more than welcome to join. We got a spot on this team, and I'll need to make a second team. We'll see how it goes. The Evoker class, Dally? Yeah, not Evoker. It'll be the... Did I say Evoker? I meant Demon Hunter. If I said Evoker... Yeah. Speaking of Evoker, that thing is nuts on the beta, by the way. Tried to name it on other people, but we gave it a shot. We gave it the best shot we could. We tried. Sure, I'll do it. Okay. Let me know when to invite. Pretty fair, pretty dead now. Yeah, yeah. It's an endable expansion. It happens every single expansion. It's something that I've had to deal with every, 2 years that they have a new expansion come out. So, yeah. In some seasons, it's like the dry spell hits a little bit earlier. Not much you can really do about it. You do the best that you can with whatever groups you got. But it's still really fun. I really do enjoy the duels in particular. Like, the community aspect of it is always enjoyable for me. Shadowpunks? Yo, that's the name I haven't seen in a second. Yeah. Okay, so with him, if he joins, that's gonna be a full group. Go Ares! I'll get you in the other group, man. I'll get you in the other group. Okay, this team is set and ready. Getting second group together right now. I'm gonna make Dan lead for this one. Just hang tight, team. Alright, Dan, you're just gonna have to let me know, like, is the group ready? If you got 5, or if somebody bounces, all that, right? You're basically a babysitter. You're the babysitter. And I'm gonna get Go Ares on the group here in a second. Molten Core. Okay. Neat. Is there any spots? My friend want to join? For sure. Plenty of spots. Alright, let me get Go Ares on this one. Here we go. The group is listed in LOG under Molten Core. Newest for the Go Ares. I got a group, second group up now. I can in if you're down. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can get him in. Oh yes. Was very nice. Beautiful. And then now said he might be down to join in. Let's see how many Drudy brings. Maybe Drudy brings like a whole 5-man squad. Who knows, dude? Glad he knows how to have fun. Bro, EU has been awesome. EU had a dry expansion of Dragonflight. Like, EU did not do a lot of duels. It was mostly just NA games. It was actually crazy how rough it was. I'm on. Okay, so I can get Bayek in as well. Beautiful. I'll get him in. We got Vladislav, we got Drudy, and potentially some homies and all that good stuff. So yeah. The team is up whenever you sign up for... Here we go. Go Ares. Get in here, guy. Yeah, EU has been awesome, man. This expansion. I'm abusing the housing for gold farms. Bro, you have to, bro. If you got any kind of like a income of gold with housing, do it. Do it. It's actually so much good gold. It's passive gold, and I'm sure you can still make, like, people made millions day one. Right now, you can't really make millions in a day unless you really grind for it. But if you want some passive gold for very, very easy crafts, it is so good. Just make a character, spec into a craft, just do inscription if anything, make a bunch of items for really, really cheap stuff, and you're good. It's actually crazy. It's actually so good. Still over 2 months till midnight? Bro, it's gonna happen quicker than you think. Like midnight, but pre-patch coming out soon. Pre-patch is coming out next month. It is crazy how fast it's happening. It's actually insane. This thing is gonna be here, like, you blink and you miss it, man. You blink and you miss it. It's gonna be fun though. Davey, I do my guy. Some bursting rogue in here, bro. Get some bursting rogues. Yo, if Toxic is on or Nesmerchka is on, I can get him in, but like, I actually am not seeing a lot of rogues on my real team. So my ability to bring rogues in is kind of all over the place. Maybe, maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, who else could I? Oh, Dynamo. Hey, Dynamo. Wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? So I do have Drudy, and he said he's got some friends that you bring it in. I don't know how many, but like, I'm gonna see anyway. I'm gonna check anyway. Yes. Beautiful. Unusual suspects. There isn't a lot of rogues. There's none. Actually, I think the one team that we put together maybe has one, but this one so far got none. We got a paladin, we got a hunter, and potentially Druid and whoever he brings along if he joins. I'm not sure. What are the top PvP classes right now? I think right now, like if you were to take a look at like, what are you doing? Solos? Are you like doing comp based? I'm assuming everybody's gonna play solos. I'm assuming you're probably just playing some solo shuffle. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But like if you take a look at Drustwar, which is a fantastic website ran by a very handsome gentleman, it's a lot of disc praise. For DPS, it's a lot of paladins, marksman hunters, but this is just like solo shuffle arena. Right, 2100 plus. Maybe you could like, oh, but like that's not real arena. What if you put like 2700? That's where the real games are. I mean, it doesn't change that much, right? But like 21 is just like nice middle ground. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot of paladins right now. Marksman is pretty good. Unholy DK is pretty good. BM is pretty. Well, Hunter's general is pretty good. Arms warriors are okay. Assassin warriors are okay. Drush warlocks apparently playable. Boomkin. Drustvar. They've been around for a while. The guy that runs it is really, really cool. How many spots? Like 3 or so. But how many spots free do we need? Like 3 or so. Yeah, if he joins in, I can show him. But yeah, just let me link it actually. Let me link it. It's also, I have a bunch of links in our, join our Discord if you have one, by the way. There's literally a section of, if I find it. Which one is it? Useful WoW links. It's just everything that I use, I just link in there. So yeah, anything that I actually use, I link in there. So Drustvar is on there. But here you can also see like Battleground Blitz. Oh, what's really good? What's people playing in BG Blitz? Also a lot of Red Paladin. Oh, let me just do EU, all, not just EU. A lot of Red Pally, a lot of Marksman Hunter, Balance Druid, Arms Warrior, Destro Warlock, Disc Priest. I kind of skipped over the healers. Assassin Rogue, Destro. It's all same classes. It's all same classes, right? And if you're like, but what is doing in the really high rated brackets? Okay. It doesn't change that much. More Preservation Evokers, they're pretty fun. They're awesome. Some subtlety rogues. You know what I mean? It doesn't change that much. In short, you can't go wrong with red. Yeah, red right now, dude, reds have been like that for a while. Red's been, this entire expansion, like people have started to make like cults hating on reds. I'm not even kidding you. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But yeah, red's kind of like red players that just play the game casually. They just log in and do some dailies. Got hate for just playing red. Red is still discussing a part of it. Yeah, they were really good. I decided to make a red pally for Legion Remix. I think that was a good choice. I think that was a good move. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm still enjoying it. It's still really, really fun. Oh, okay. For some reason, I was like looking from a distance. I'm just like, why does this orc and this orc look so different? Like they're similar looking, both on show. Why did it look so different? From afar, that looks like an orc. But it's a troll. I was thinking about stuff like, once the Hellbar disappears from Nymeria or whatever. Yeah, I was like, why is this orc and this orc look so different? I was like, is this like a model thing? No, it's not even an orc. But from a distance, I can't tell. Just a mesh of pixels. See now, my pally hate is justified. Listen. Listen. If a lot of players play Paladin, and you're like, I hate Paladins. What are the chances that people that watch videos, WoW videos, are probably playing Paladins as well? Way to alienate an audience, right? If you just said like, man, I hate rogues, there's only a portion of like 6% of population plays rogues. So you're like, not the biggest alienation. And in fact, people hate rogues, so you're actually probably going to be drawing some goodwill from the community. Rogue be the most hated class, especially in PvP. Everybody thinks they're cheap. Everybody thinks they got a billion stuns. Yeah. Honor gear is fast to get. Right now, yeah, you just literally fly around and do like the crate farming. Gear is really, really easy to get. Welcome back. Yeah. Should I wait for you or just fill? I'm gonna let Druid know real quick, asking, should I fill? Should we just go? One left. Okay, we will get you guys +1 once we fill Just one up. If you know how to group in LOG though. Oh, yeah, Dan, if you know how to do the whole group listing, that just helps. It just helps a little bit. Honor gears fast to get. You can farm crates. Yeah, the crate farming meta I don't like, honestly. I think it's kind of lame, but there's not much you can do. Yes. Yes, I know. We will get. Okay, Judy's coming with a friend in a bit, and then we get the other team a +1. Yeah, I told Dan about like how to fill out the group and put him in LFG. I don't know if he knows how to do it, but it's okay. But thanks for letting me know, boys. Stuff like that helps me out a ton. The best class to main is mage, rogue, priest, monk, warrior. They're pretty good. Crate farming. Okay, so crate farming is when you're out in the open world, sometimes you get these crates that fall from the sky for PvP. And when people claim it for Line to Horde, you just open the crate. And it's supposed to be like, hey, here's a goal for you to fight over as factions. But people just make a full raid and they just fly to that crate. The other faction can't oppose because there's like 40 people there. I'm like, I'm not going to go in there. Otherwise they get slaughtered. You basically just farm crates. And you have people stationed in every zone. And you basically like, oh, here's a crate in Dornagal. Everybody flies to there. And then there's a crate in Hollowfall. Everybody flies there. And you basically just farm crates. And every few minutes you have a crate in the new zone. So you just go to the next zone, grab a crate, next zone, grab a crate, next zone, grab a crate. And sometimes it syncs up where you just basically fly to the next crate as it already drops. So you're basically just farming crates. You're not PvPing, you're just collecting conquest, bloody tokens, honor, and now the various PvP rewards. There's random stuff you can get from there too, for like sockets and things, like materials or whatever. Yeah, you just do that, and you do that for like an hour or two, and you can just buy a bunch of gear, buy a bunch of conquest pieces, world PvP pieces from bloody tokens, and honor pieces. It's you're not PvPing, you're just literally farming crates. Literally farming crates in the most literal possible. There you go. So we actually do have the team also listed up. So if you want to help out Dan fill up one more spot, that is an option too. So you came up on an AMLC in the new fights happening. Wes, calm. Calm. Hey, look, NA is barren, so I'm just trying to harvest some crops on a barren landscape, man. I'm doing my best. Okay. Like the thing that drops in the open world. Yes, it is literally crazy farming. Best classes to mage. Yeah, I do like mage, rogue, priest, monk, warrior. I don't know about monk. Monk is either really good or not. Monk is never like kind of decent. You know what I mean? Like rogues, at least you need one in most cases. They're pretty good. Mage, they're usually pretty good. Warlocks are usually pretty good. There's some classes that have been consistently pretty decent, if not top tier, at least decent, and you'll bring at least one to just about any group. It doesn't matter whether you're raiding, PvPing, Mythic Plusin, like whatever you're doing, any group stuff, you're usually, like those classes generally do pretty good. The humans hate reds, bro, yeah. Yeah, the red hate, I do feel for a lot of red players, because like there's some players that played red where it's like absolutely garbage, trash tier, atrocious to play, and it's not enjoyable. And they're like, well, we're finally playable, and then it's like everybody's hating on them. Mostly happens because everybody re-rolls. But yeah, wild, yo, get in there, guy was so good. Who's in the other group? Dan, and a few others. No rogues in the other group, I think so. Yeah. Wild Morpheus? Oh, sure, I'm cool with that. We are filling this group up pretty quick, but I don't know if Judy's gonna be able to get a friend in, potentially. I don't know if he was gonna be able to. We just need one more. Convert to raid? Yeah, we still need one. Oh, why not allow rogues? Wait, true. Your class is good against those. Shiny hero, number 5v5s. Yeah, oh good, Shiny. I appreciate it, man. Exactly. Yeah, dude, seriously. Your cost is actually good against those. That's hilarious. But does Ash want to join? All good, brother. I appreciate it. Are you on an A or U? We are on EU today. We actually had to pivot. Normally it would be an A today, but I had to pivot and do EU to try to get some goods going. An A is a barren wasteland for the day, but it's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna have to change it up. Fighting a paladin is like two people, I swear. Bro, seriously, man, seriously. Okay, so Ash possibly not happening, but then there is still, what was there? Was it? There was still a rogue, Alex potentially, and then Drudy whenever he joins. Okay, well, with Drudy actually, yeah, if Drudy tries to join this team, what I may need is I may need like Goeris to join Danduin, because then there'll be 5, and then I'll get Drudy so he can play with his friend on this team or something along those lines. But yeah, that could possibly work. With everything. Ash, yeah, they're actually hilarious, bro. Okay, who else can I invite? I think I went through Baron. I think I went through them so far. Unless I want to be like, yo, Kudako, my man. What did Karner say if he said anything? Karner. He oh, he didn't say anything. He was just like, oh, not NA. So we talked more about NA versus EU more than just like, yo, we want to join. You want to join, bud? You want to join, bud? He's on EU right now. Yeah. Well, no, I played normally on NA, but today I'm on EU. I don't know if there was a question of like, do I play NA or do I play EU? Sorry for the rant early, Will. Why would you be thinking about positive about the future Warcraft? You're one of the best WoW streamers I know. Yo, Celtic, I appreciate that, man. Like, whether you choose to be negative or positive, that's really up to you. It's not about like some virtue of being positive or virtue of being negative, right? Just whatever, however you feel about it is however you feel about it, man. If you're having fun with the game, you're having fun with the game. If you're not having fun with the game, you're not having fun. Really about it. You're not required to be negative or required to be positive. All you're required to do is just express your feelings how you really feel and go with that. As long as it's your authentic feelings, you're good. You know? As long as it's your authentic feelings, you're good. That's all I can say. That's about the only answer I've really been able to provide you, Celtic. I feel like I haven't been able to really answer any of your questions at all, but that's about all I got, man. That's about the best that I got. Okay, so Drudy. I guess we're still waiting for him. Otherwise, should I ask Chasey if he wants to join, man? I'm gonna ask Chasey, dude. It's been a second. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm gonna see if he's down. I'm gonna see if he would be interested. I'm just gonna run the idea by him to see what he says. You know what I mean? Just the curiosity. I haven't heard from that guy in quite a bit of time. Also, Bukalemon, did he join yesterday? Actually, I don't think he did. Right? It was somebody else. I forget who it was. It was Demon something. Demon. I don't remember. What is some Demon Hunter? Okay, so we are waiting for, or at least I am waiting for Drudy. Drudy said he's bringing a friend. So if Drudy joins with his friend, that's actually going to be full teams ready to go. I'm just trying to figure out does he want to play on the same team as his friend, or if he's going to be joining like separately. So like his friend on one team, he's on the other, and they can verse each other. Because that could work too. But if they want to play together, then we have to send somebody from team that I'm on with Bayek. I guess we'll call it Team Bayek over to Team Dan, and we'll grab those two. I'm just basically waiting. Yeah, I'm gonna message him real quick. See if I can get a rain check on how him and his buddy are doing. Otherwise, Mitsubuka's down. I really should go and update the mix, shouldn't I? Bayek about Azures? Yo, Azures is so good, dude. Azures is so good. I love me some Azures. So this team is set, actually. All right, so this team is good. Okay, this team is ready. Helping the other team real quick. Alrighty. Dan, where you at? I'm gonna sign up. Dan just passed me lead. Yep. I'm gonna sign up. Dan's probably gonna be like, "Yo, we got a body," and be like, "There's just me, man. Pass me lead." Pass. Wait, hold on. Oh, pass me lead plus. I'll help. There we go. Beautiful. Versus. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna, I don't know why I don't like the VS. I just want to do like V. I don't know why. It's just me, man. My brain. Okay, Carlos did say something about, joining. Okay, we got one spot open if you want it. Okay, I'm gonna message Carlos back real quick. Is he expressing interest? And if he joins, then we're set. Then we're good. Bro, Team Bayek is stacked. I'm worried now. I'm worried. Move my house and use the farm to make my house bigger. Check it. Okay, let me see. Hold on a second. I should be doing this, dude. I should be going over to your guys' homes whenever we're like trying to make some groups, man. What about me now? No, you're fine. You're fine. There's no rogues on the other team. So actually, I think your class is pretty good against what they got stacked up. Honestly. Kind of rebuild outside. No one does that. Let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, shit, dude. The farm. Yo, I kind of wish the blue could match the blue of the farm, but I see what you mean. Yeah, I actually see what you mean. Look at that, dude. The farm, and there's like attachment to the farm. I like it. It makes the house look massive. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Like, I guess it's a mailbox. Got some camp and stuff, some farming equipment, a gazebo thing, a fountain. I like the little pass you got going here. I kind of hate how the pass make my character bounce. I'm not really sure if that's something that needs to be like, if it should be pulled down a little. You got a big old fountain, train dummies with boxing gloves. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. That back there. What's that supposed to be? Is the same the water filler? Oh, I guess that is supposed to be like, oh, I see. I see. Yeah, and you got like something under there to make like an effect or whatever. That's cool. Sick. Okay, well the teams are ready. So I'll make Dan lead. And they're gonna send it. It's happening, boys. By the way, thank you all on EU for joining me, man. I really do appreciate you, boys. Having to do last minute like adjustments for duels, and I really do appreciate it, man. But yeah, I like what you got going on. I do like all the pieces. Wait, so how do you, by the way, apparently they added like a thing where you could see the border of your house. How do you enable that? Because I was trying to mess with that with my home and I couldn't see like the actual border. Is that something you gotta like checkbox or whatever? Because that could, or is that a beta thing, not a pre-patch thing or live thing? Because I saw that apparently they added a border. I was trying to see if I could see it. I just couldn't see it. I couldn't tell. I think that would actually be super, super useful. I can also, okay, so maybe it's like a beta thing then. Maybe it's out in the beta, but not quite everywhere else. Alrighty, switch. Team Bayek still loading in, but hopefully they got their actual homies. We got this Baron joining. What are you, Xanda? You're a Xanda. I was like, why is he sitting so weird, like so far forward? But I think only Xandas do that. Judy over here. I like this set. Oh my, the rogue set. Ah, it looks so good. Dan, looking all holiday, Christmassy, looking like you look like a hunter. You look like a survival hunter. Like with a little bow. What is it? The arrows at the back? I guess they're missing a bow. And we got also Shadow Punks. Kultiran. I kind of like the helm. We got Azures over on the other team. Bayek here, Goeris, Morpheus. I like that, as well as Wildlife. So, not a lot of rogues. You know, that's exactly as I said, chat. Not a lot of rogues. So I imagine you guys should be very, very happy. Also for the other team with Dan, Judy, Elanther. Yeah, lack of rogues is probably fantastic. Going to be immediate blink out for Azures off of that opener. Elanther trying to go for a bit of that silence. Doesn't quite connect. Taking a lot of damage though. I think he might just go down unless he just goes for every defensive in the world. Barskin, short bash onto Azures. Combustion still active. The Phoenix unloading a bunch of damage. Elanther trying to see if he can fight it. Technically as a boomkin you do have damage. If we just amp it, but that Phoenix I feel like is just a lot. That Phoenix is too much. As soon as you see Phoenix, you gotta run. That thing is just a turret. It's just gonna melt you. That was unfortunate. I don't think there's much you could really do there. Pants on the table, please. Which class will win? A bed druid, 100 gold. Druid? I mean, maybe. I feel like a feral druid wildlife could probably do it. I feel like Drudy has also fought against castles before, but Azures is kind of like a fire mage aficionado here, man. I don't know. We used to see Azures a lot of these deals. This guy is pretty good. Drudy's gonna try to see if he can get himself a setup here. Wrath, he's making sure to use up those trees whenever he got free damage. It's gonna be Azure's full defenses. Yet another root silence. No combustion at the moment. Does get a combust going. Question is, does Drudy stay out in the open? Try to avoid the Phoenix, but then you're stuck with Azures. Try to go for a clone. Doesn't let it happen. If you can put Drudy back out where the Phoenix is at, that's just gonna be free damage. Look at the barrages. Look at the free damage. The Phoenix does dissipate, and it's gonna be Azures. Try to go for more pyros. Drudy with the heart of the wild, but do you have the heart to live the damage? That's just a lot of output. Azures is taking huge hits, by the way. That whole set of pets, if they're out in the open for a second, for Drudy, that's a lot of burst. That's just a lot of value. Lot of damage. Okay, we can potentially get Carlos in as well for these duels too. Shifting power out for Azures to try to see if he can get himself some CDR. For Drudy, Heart of the Wild is what's really keeping him afloat right now. This is going to be Ice Wall out for Azures. Can you actually like is there a way for you to make Ice Wall where you could actually be safe? I think you would have to go straight up to a corner just to make sure you get like a proper Ice Wall and like a full heal without like any way for Drudy to stop you, right? Landing that interrupt, which is massive. Drudy, I think it's going to try to go for maybe potentially another clone. Combustion for Azures in a couple of seconds. So if Drudy's not careful, it's going to be in a rough spot. The Phoenixes, dude, the Pyros Blast, the Fire Blast, all that damage. If Azures is out in the open and it's just chunking you down with those blasts back to back, there really isn't much you can do. Try to go for an interrupt, was not able to. Full incarnation is active for Azures. This could be really bad. Ring of Frost on all those pets, still taking huge hits. Does go for a big combustion. If you keep putting Drudy out in the open, I think it could be really, really bad for him. The Phoenix still doing damage. The Phoenix itself burns him through. Does get the cauterize? No cauterize. It's still alive. It's still alive, but I think it's over. Yeah, no, it's over. There ain't no way, dude. There ain't no way. Shadow Punks came in and punked him down. What are these weapons you got going on, by the way? The fist weapons. I don't see them a lot. This got a full spooky set. This guy's ready for Halloween already. Look at those things. Kind of like the claws he's got going on. And the whole mask and everything, Cloak of Shadows. I'm just trying to see if he can keep the pressure onto Bayek afterwards. That's going to be a lot of damage for him to deal with. He's got evasion. He's gonna go for a lot of mobility to get out of there. Now Bayek's gonna 1v5 with the whole team the usual. I don't know, man. Bayek is really good, but Paladins have, I mean, maybe he's gonna 1v5, but it's not a guarantee. I wouldn't give up completely. Look, we've had Bayek dual, enhancement shamans, and somehow Paladin was not able to beat an enhancement shaman. I think in most cases you could, but if enhancement shaman is like plays his cards correctly, I don't think, like, Paladins are not just like a cheat code. Not in my opinion. Are they really strong? I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Very strong. But is it just a guarantee you win every time? I don't necessarily think so. Oh, wait. I was gonna say for a second, like, what is that leg piece that Shadowpunks had? But then he went down, which is unfortunate. Baron tried to see if he could potentially get himself a ramp going into immediate stun by Bayek with a full wake of ashes. And that's a full army of undead. For Bayek, potentially, if he doesn't play it correctly. Actually, I guess he would bop it, wouldn't you? He's just trying to see if he can avoid the pets as best as possible. Baron is backing up out of it completely. He's just going to go for that regenerating. Right now, if you can get all those pets on Bayek the entire time, this will be the most damage that you got going on. It's going to go for the Spell Warden. However, the pet damages, a lot of it is physical. And you still have all these pets available. Blind, Searing Glare. I don't know if that really does anything for the pets, but it is going to put some interrupts on the damage of Baron for a little bit here. Bayek just continued the range pressure. The dots are in. Unless Baron gets some kind of more... I think it's actually lines for Baron. Even if he goes in for big defenses, I think there's not much you can do. Bayek is taking decent passive damage. Like, decent. Baron, however, he does have a trinket, so he can get out of the next stun. AMS is going to be huge here for a good bit. He does have... maybe he can go for some healing. At 27% dampening is going to be a little bit tougher. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Like, technically, I feel like once you fall low enough versus a Pala, it's just there's not much you can really do. Bayek does not have a bulb for this, so for Dan right now, I think this could be a perfect opportunity to get some big value damage. I think you just got to keep the constant pressure versus Bayek and then trade. Lay in hands, that could be an opportunity for Dan to go possible lay in hands as well. I think Dan, however, is probably playing this a little bit too carefully. He got lay, so he could do something there. Searing Glare was not close enough in order to land the rebuke. He's going for the hammer throws, but unless you can catch back up to him, I think this could be an opportunity for you to pressure Bayek. And Dan does have lay on hands. I feel like honestly probably should be using that super early before he goes in, before the next Hodge, because that Hodge is probably going to get a bubble out of you. Unless not, does bubble, and there's going to be potentially bubble out of Bayek. He's probably going to need to use it, try to see if he can save it. Dan, I feel like, put himself in a winnable position, because now it's a full immune. Unless if Dan's got something here. I think it's lights. Dan, you need a stun. You need a stun. No, wait, no, it doesn't even matter, because Bayek has a trinket. So Dan needs recovery. Bayek is going to try to go for a heal, but unless he got full recovery, I think Dan could actually win this. I think Dan could actually win this. He just needs to be very, really careful. I played her for 2 days and beat Cracker 5v5 1v1. To be fair, Cracker does play, what, a Warrior? Probably the worst matchup for a Warrior is a Paladin. Dan, I think it's lights. I think it's lights. Yeah, I think it's lights. The fact that he just wouldn't... I don't know if he used layered hands super early or not, but like that's where it's like I could tell he needed layered hands. He needed something. That or to get the first one to land a stun. That would be the way to do it. Let's get us another going. I think those two probably do need a rematch. Probably need a rematch. I don't know if you did layered hands there, Dan, or not. My bad. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You know what I mean? Can't win them all. Can't win them all. But like when it comes to Paladins, I feel like I've seen a lot of... Since we see a lot of Paladins, we see a lot of Pally v Pally, and what I notice is the Paladin that trades their immunities the best wins. It's not a guarantee, but the best, most value trades, that's where you get like the big wins, dude. That's where you get the dubs. And it's just like, I'm just like watching, I'm just like, is he gonna trade? Is he gonna use a thing? Is he gonna wait? Wait, there's a Hodge, he doesn't have a trinket. This could set him up really, really. You can kind of see it now, you know what I mean? You can just, you see so many Paladins, you just start to see like, you see the fractals. Dan, let me know if the team is ready, and Bayek, let me know if the team is ready. I was keeping lane. That's what I was wondering, like, is he gonna send lay or just like wait with it? So Dan is ready. Bayek is a question if he is ready. Let me know if team is ready. We need one more, fighting one real quick. Okay. We do need, oh, Drudy. Hey, join No, wait, Drudy joined the other one. Why go alone? Okay. Other team has a spot open. If you want to invite a friend or two. Bayek, do you need my help getting the group listed? We got one rarity. Okay, cool. Nice. Sending it. Let's do a Toll Viron. Like again, it's one of the biggest maps we got, and we could probably just send the casters, let them have some fun. So this is gonna be as good of a map as you can, as a boomkin, as a mage. I told you, Rets, man, dude, Rets, bro, yeah, Rets everywhere. Bro, sitting a bit. Okay, sounds good. Sounds a good friend. Switch. You know, I never really get a chance to actually take a look at you guys' mods. Yo, Azulian? Azulian. I'm gonna call you Azulian. I'm just gonna misplace the I and place it in a better spot. I'm not doing this on purpose. It's just harder to say your name as you normally do it. I do like the daggers, the katanas he's got. These are from TBC, right, chat? They're so good with the enchant. They're so good looking. Big fan. We got us those Goeras over here too. Like it. Wildlife. I really like his like Warlord's General Simplicity set. I don't hate it. Bayek with the classic Azures. I also like Azure set as well. But Baron though? Frost this time? Yeah, the weapons actually do match it really well, don't they? Drudy. A bit of a rematch versus Azures. Last time, it was actually kind of close. Last time, it was actually kind of a close one. Kind of a close matchup. I want to see your set with the weapon. What is the... Is the pants from Undermine? Is that what that is? Because I was trying to figure out, like, what are these pants? I don't remember. Is that the Kultiran coat thing? But no, I actually think it's the Rogue, like, tier pants from Undermine. Big damage into Azures in the opener. Alter is the only thing keeping him alive. He's got the Phoenix, and as long as Drudy putting himself in front of the Phoenix, he decided that the Phoenix is less scary than the Mage, but has to go for a Roar immediately, knock back into Azures, and the fact that Azures can't deal with the Roar actually gives Drudy a way to deal with him. Big Incarn, yet again, the Dry doesn't play. Unfortunately, you don't have the trees to combine with it. Is going to power shift as soon as his cooldowns start to wane even a little, letting the Dryad get some freebie damage on Azures the entire time, and Drudy is going to go for the Heart of the Wild. Actually, with Azures trying to go for a bit of a reheal, I think for Drudy this would be the best chance to just interrupt this as best as he can. With the trees in play, freebie damage, Azures just trying to see if he can control the trees. As actually controlling the trees and knowing them like that so they don't get those autos, that's actually pretty massive. That's a huge bit of a damage reduction for him. Or damage avoidance, I guess, in the best way to put it. But, yeah. When we got a spot open. They're trying to keep up with all the DMs, boys. I do apologize, but trying to make sure that these homies don't get hit, don't get left high and dry. For Azures, though, he's got combustion a little bit, so honestly, I think he's just gonna wait. Ice Wall. I don't even know if you can actually get past that gap here. Drudy's gonna be able to get the opener. Immediate blink for Azures. The question is, does Drudy have anything? Incarn. But for Azures, that's a proper lockdown. Try to see if you can maybe interrupt him on Frost. Doesn't get to. Full damage is in. Azures has a cauterize. Drudy's surviving all this damage. There goes the block post cauterize. So Azures at least stopping the burn, stopping the bleeding. But he's not in a great spot. That's a lot of his big cooldowns gone. Drudy with a bunch of trees around the corner. Ring of Frost for Azures immediately to stop a lot of that damage. With a bit of that shifting power on top of it. For Drudy, he's in a great spot. Azure's got himself a massive shield. But that's really about all he's got. Interrupt onto Cyclone is pretty massive. Got himself a bit of the Alter. At least I think it's Alter. So at least he can get him. Yeah, it does have Alter. So it's going to be some health recovery with a reverse blink to reposition towards Drudy. Azure's actually in a spot where he needs to find a way to work back combustion. And that, I think, is what's going to help him win. Try to see if he can get out of combat. Maybe sit down for some food. For Drudy right now, he's too much. Unfortunately, Boomkid is a very burst-based class. They don't really have that much insanely great sustain. Otherwise, I feel like chip damage onto Azures would be amazing. I mean, of course, you can keep Moonfire or Sunfire on him, but it's about all he could really do. For Azures, he doesn't have Combust, and it looks like he's just going to use that Ring of Frost just for a complete retreat to get out of the way. Ice Wall to try to see if he can get himself... I was going to say, I did see the Ice Wall. The trees don't care for the walls, dude. The trees did not care whatsoever for Azures. Just denies him the ability to get any kind of a recovery. But combustion, is that a random proc or is that real combustion? I can't even tell. I think that might have been a real one. Root Silence, Drudy just chipping away at Azures, is able to reposition back a little. That was actual full combust, but Drudy wasn't anywhere close to like committing. But also for Drudy, now that he popped cooldowns with Incarn, Azures would just find a way to retreat completely. So it looks like both of them are just pretty decent at like just like negating the other person's cooldowns. However, I think for Azures, the consistent damage for his class is a lot better than that for Drudy. A lot better. Like Drudy can get a couple of star surges, it could do a little bit of damage. You know, the chip damage with Moonfire, Sunfire can do it a little, but I actually think Azure's sustain damage is a lot better. Drudy diving into stealth, Azure's with an altar, Drudy positions in order to be able to potentially leap on him. But he's just going to use that for a bit of mobility. A bit of a standstill between the two is dampening, slowly rolling up little by little. Because it's just burst classes right now, dude. Burst class is trying to make a play. Root Silence for Drudy, able to get some base dots going. For Azures is going to be a fire breath into a bit of Ring of Peace, a Ring of Frost. Trying to use some mobility, taking a lot of damage though. Ice Wall in order to give himself a bit of a breather. Maybe can get himself a bit of food. I think for Drudy right now, honestly, just whatever dot damage, whatever base damage you could do to Azures, that's going to be huge. I feel like that must be his like the main prerogative right now. He's just trying to make sure that Azures does not have any respite, any breather, random proc and combustion for Azures, try to see if he can potentially commit, alter to reposition against Drudy. And I think right now for Azures, working back that combustion is the play. Now he's got to find a way to get Drudy out of a wall. Yo, what's up, Taka? How you doing, man? Rank these PvE classes. Enhanced Windwalker, Demo, Fury. Are you talking about Midnight Beta ranked, Taco? By the way, how you doing, my guy? Or are you talking about like in War Within right now? For PvE? I'd say like Fury's pretty good right now. I think Fury's pretty good. Demon's also pretty good too. Out of those three. Although I really like Windwalker. They're very bursty. Big AoE. Big damage on the Drudy. Phoenix is in play by the Azures. Just absolutely melting Drudy. Just had to line up the full burst combo versus the mages. With Goer's, I think unfortunately going to be able to get the jump on him with all the pets in. Bestial Wrath, everything is active. Biting shot, Drudy does get wooded. Is going to get hit by it, unfortunately. Trinket, at least it looked like he was going to wood it. Try to go for a clone, not going to happen. Heart of the Wild active very soon. He's just going to live long enough. He just got to live long enough. Heart of the Wild is active now. Barskin, Heart of the Wild, and it's a massive heal. At 29% dampening, does the most healing you're going to get. And if you could just get away from Goer's here, it roots anything on these pets just to stop some of the damage. That could potentially be helpful, but I think a kill command is going to end it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just way too much sustain damage. For beta, just seeing what has changed. Oh, for beta, I think Demorlock is insane. Yeah, I think Demorlock seems really good out of those three. Fury is also pretty good, but I think Demo, it definitely is really great. Definitely really good. Shadowpunks is going to be next, avoiding that freezing trap altogether. Versus Goer's, I actually feel like Outlaw is in a decent enough spot. The only way that you lose, I think, is if Goer just backs away completely and just like keeps away the entire time. Well, in a sec. Oh, well, in a bit. Big kill spree in the opener. Goer's trying to see if he can deal with the rogue disarm right after. Biting shot is going to be huge. Trinket out for Shadow, as it is going to be a bit of that Bestial Wrath and all the Stampede rolling through. Unfortunately for Goer's, the Stampede for PvP content is all kinds of weird. Just super easy to avoid it, so it's not consistent. Does get himself the scatter, grapple hook by the rogue, evasion to follow. For Goer's, all he can do is just wait him out, maybe hoping that the rogue goes in. I was gonna say for a second, this man just walked through a freezer trap like it's nothing, but he just became a ghost. Camo out for Goer's, unless Shadowpunks goes in for him. An eye, and that's exactly what he needs. Unless he goes in for an eye, just commits the damage. Cloak of Shadows to make sure there's no poison. Oh, no poison. No trap waiting under him, and I think at this point, like, there's not much Goer's can really do. The damage out of left field, though? Wait, maybe? I was gonna say, dude, because Shadowpunks was getting the opener, getting a full stun lock, everything available, and then all of a sudden, the pets joined in. Damage starts to ramp up, and then the rogue with a pistol or two. Taking him out, with Wildlife gonna be up next. For Shadowpunks, this is not gonna be a good matchup, unless he's got evasion, and he's able to go use full killing spree into Wildlife. It's not going to be an easy one. Catching the Druid out of bear form, by the way, is going to be also massive. Wildlife going for the eye. For Shadow, this is actually the best place to be, is behind a pillar, especially if you can maybe go for a grapple sap into Wildlife, but I think he's just spamming Moonfire, trying to see if he can find the rogue. So he ain't happening anytime soon. Maybe around the corner sap. lands it. Exactly the opener you need. Adrenaline Rush available soon. I think it's an immediate trinket. It doesn't have it, unfortunately. So it's going to be full bleeds by Wildlife. Unless Shadow got any kind of healing, he's going to be in a bit of a rough spot. Got a bit of damage into another main. Into another stun killing spree, able to stay on top of the druid at least a little bit. He needs a heal, he needs a pick up or something, anything. Vanish may need to be used just to get himself a little bit more health here. Does get rooted on the Ursos, is gonna vanish out. I don't know if he's got dots that'll keep taking him out of stealth, but I think getting the opener back up into Wildlife and going in with a full evasion would be ideal. Unfortunately though, no killing spree, no adrenaline rush, not really gonna have the sustain, so I think he's gonna have to slow this down a little. I don't really know a way for an Outrogue to beat a Feral in this specific situation. Unless he just evasion and just gives the sustained damage, catches Wildlife out of Feral, out of bear form, full kidney, no pre-wall, and just lands a bunch, just an ungodly amounts of procs of between the eyes over and over and over. I don't really know if you'd be able to, like, I don't really know. It's definitely not easy for him. Definitely not easy for him at all. Here we go, Judy. Here we go, my guy. For Shadowpucks, though, as he's just waiting this out, eyes are available on one side, eyes not available on the other. So Wildlife is probably going to pick him up. Shadow hanging right next to him. Sap. Definitely sap the Feral if you see him right behind you. Maim, try to go for a kick. Bash on the Shadow, does have a trinket. Trinket's right after. This is an opportunity for you to go evasion. This is where Wildlife is going to go bear form. Not ideal to kidney shot while in bear, but you can still maybe make something work. You have a blind. No more trinket for Wildlife. Clone, you can cloak it. You could at least stay on him. Try to land a kick, does not go for it. Maybe it's another Cyclone, vanish to follow him. You could potentially wait around until kidney shots are full. Whatever damage Wildlife is going to be able to heal at 55% dampening, it's not going to be a lot of healing. Walls available. Try to go for as much healing as possible. Blind still available for the Rogue. Pre-fainting the stun by the Feral. Maybe that'll be enough just to survive. You need to land a full kidney shot onto the Feral if at all possible. Kidney shot while in cat form. Trinket to follow. Wildlife kind of low. Shadow does take a lot of dot damage. I think it's just dead. Yeah, it's just dead. That is so rough. That is so rough. I think, honestly, I feel like he was doing just fine for like a decent bit there. He got a full killing spree, mostly out of bear form, so that chipped away at Wildlife's damage. But Elither is just looking to get some dots. Full Convoke. I haven't seen Convoke in a second. I like the choice. I like the move. But unfortunately, being a Boomkin, you have to first stun, then power shift, then Convoke. And by then, that stun is going to wear out. So that's not easy. That's not easy at all. A lot of the freebie damage for Wildlife, there's an opportunity to possibly recover. Wild growth or regrowth, helping a little. Still has Heart of the Wild. I keep forgetting just how survivable Ferals are, man. We don't really see them a lot in duels. You know what I mean? We don't really see a lot of them in duels. Into a full rake, burst, possibly get something going. And just backs up out of there. I don't really know. Is Elinther, is he in a situation where he's just rotting and just needs a regrowth? He might be. Yeah, that health bar ain't moving. That health bar ain't moving. And every time he gets a procs with thorns, I'm just worried. I am worried. So for Elinther right now, he got burst. He needs to pick up the eye. Immediately burst the Feral Druid as soon as you see him. Immediate burst. Bash. Oh, it's over. That's so rough. That's the only way you could possibly win is that the Feral's leaping. You bash him. Full burst. Trees, everything, walk away and hope for the best. And actually hope for the best. Eyes picked up by Dan as Wildlife. I mean, at this point, what do? You just sit down, get some mage food. That's all you got. That's all you can really do in this situation. But Dan, does he not see him? He does see him. I was going to say for a second, like he's rushing right at him. But I'm surprised he's not like hitting him out in the open. Bash on a Dan does go for a trinket for Wildlife. I think it's just lights. I just don't really know a way that he can go about it, man. I don't really know. Fully just rotted. I think it's over, dude. I think it's over. I think it's over. With Azillion trying to see. Blind evasion is kind of huge, though. Hold on a second. 70% dampening. His duels actually lasted so long, but Azillion mad at the burst of Danduin. Hold on a second. I think he just do something. Hold on, full immune. Azillion is have to use everything here, but if you can go from Dan into Baron at this side dampening, because it's just Jets match here, does get to avoid it. Juking it completely. Hold on, if you got a stun lock combo, Dan won't have anything for it. Maybe a Spell Warden. Needs Spell Warden. He doesn't have Bubble. I don't know if a Baron's still on him. I think the Demon Hunter just got it. Question is, can you go over to Baron right after a blind immediately? Does have a blur by the looks of it. No pre-darkness, unfortunately. Can't fly up. Darkness? Just hoping the darkness does something. The fly up helps. Nothing the Death Knight can do. The damage, hold on a second. Every single one of these lances. I was gonna say, like, maybe. Bike is like, alright, friend. Let's do this. Because I was thinking, like, maybe those lances will do it. There's nothing Baron can do, man. Maybe burst, maybe full silence. Yeah, it's over. It's rough. It's rough. That was a long one. Wildlife does pick up too. We haven't seen a druid really just survive and extend these games for a while, have we? It's been a second. It's been a bit. All right, Dan and Bayek, let me know when you guys are good. We'll send another one. The Bumpkin versus Mage, actually, I didn't realize how much of like a back and forth, like, oh, now I burst, now you burst, now I burst, now you burst is gonna be. It's like a tug of war, but the only time they really go for a tug is whenever they're like, whenever the other guy's tuckered out, right? They go for like, it's kind of you wait and then one big tug and you just kind of just relax. And then the other guy gets a big tug and then you go for a big tug. Dude, I gotta go get the set as a Pandaren. I already have a panda so I can do the quest. But like, yeah, I need to go get the full set. It actually looks kind of good. I like the Chen Stormshot version though. Send you guys into a... Ready? Yeah. Hook. We'll do a hook point. Set it again. His bodybuilding weight is still 65. He is me Olympian 2 years straight. Bro, there it is. Or Mr. Olympia 2 years straight. He's got it, dude. Yeah, Taka's got my profile pulled up, man. This here talking about guys tucking at each other. It's a... You know what? Better yet, I don't go explaining it. Better yet, I just leave it up to the imagination. You know what? I could go explaining it, but I think it's even better if I just avoid it, ignore it, sidestep the topic. Anyway, how you doing, Taka? You wanna go camping? Alrighty, boys. Send another one in. Which. Got ourselves Baron over for the team 1. Are you back to the Frost? You're still on the Frost. Judy on the team as well. Lanthier. Dude, the boom kits so far. I like that we've seen a lot of them. Is Dan going to be first up? Maybe Dan versus Bayek? A bit of a rematch in that front. No, Wildlife instead. Wildlife actually getting to play without a dampener game? Is Wildlife better at dampener games or is Wildlife better at non-dampener? Because dampening is bad for him to heal. But those bleeds become unhealable at higher dampening, so I don't really know. Immediate burst into Wildlife, the dot rot from the Paladin. Try to see if you keep the pressure going. Cyclone unfortunately still goes through. Trinket out for Dan. He's got a bit of momentum, so he's like, you know what? Maybe I just stay in. Maybe I just play around this downlight. I got a big fatty dot on him. Maybe if I just add some pressure, maybe I'll be okay. Unfortunately, being a red pally, you still are a bit disadvantage when it comes to mobility, I guess the best way to put it. So a druid is just going to be able to run circles around you, trying to go for a bit of that knock too. I've been seeing a lot of druids go for Ursals instead, but I like the knock. It's just a little simple, simple push. Will there be a slot available? I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know immediately as soon as the spot is open, and if you want to join me, join the groups, definitely. I'll let you know. Because we're not in a situation where we're just like kicking people out to rotate them out. It's later in the EU. There's a good chance that naturally people are going to be heading, to bed at some point, and the spots are going to be open. I'll let you guys know as soon as one is available. Just snowing here, NorCal. I got a cozy little cabin, xenomorph costumes. You know what to say? No one will hear this game. True. That does sound cozy, actually. It does sound really, really cozy. Stuns onto Dan, full dots, full damage. Dan with a Shield of Vengeance should be able to just deal with it. Unfortunately, Wake of Ash is not up during the stun lock. Wildlife still taking the passive damage though from Dawnlight either way. And if Dan can actually just keep the pressure off of this Dawnlight right here, off of this wall, Wildlife doesn't have much. Heart of the Wild was used really early. Try to see if you can reposition Dan right on his tail the entire time. As long as you just don't let him get a breather, you're good. Dan needs to be a little more careful, but a bubble, they enhance potentially. I don't know what he's got available, but he's actually in a good spot. Wildlife, dude, the dots. Normally the feral is the dot class. I actually wonder if that's going to be... Clone never went through. Hold on a second. I don't know if he meant to. I think he meant to cast a clone. It just never went through. Bayek going to be up next. Dan just making sure to refresh himself with the lay on hands. Actually, with Bayek, I wonder if he will let you get a full honor duel. But a lay on hands does put you back into the action. That was rough, man. Do you think about Pally's Midnight PvE is retro? Do you think they introduced good changes? It's jarring. The Paladin has 2 buttons essentially. If you put Crusader Strike on like an auto attack with that talent, having Judgment that becomes the Execute Hammer and Bladed Justice as your only 2 real builders does make the playstyle feel a little slower. It slows it down a bit, but it doesn't seem to really hold back their damage. I think they are making Paladins easier to play, although I don't really know if they were a class that necessarily really needed more streamlining. I think they really needed more quality of life talents more than anything. But they don't seem bad, but they do seem kind of naked. Like in terms of the buttons and how many buttons you have, they do feel like a little naked, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is just unusual though. Searing Glare for Bayek, trying to see if you get the pressure. Dan having to burn a bubble here. No lay on hands, no Blessing of Saint. So honestly, next stun could be really tough for him. Bayek is under a lot of pressure, dude. He's eating a lot of pressure. So for Dan, yeah, immediate stun. For Bayek is going to be a moment of recovery, but also a bit of opportunity to take out Dan. Dan with the Shield of Vengeance could possibly proc a bubble out of Bayek. That's the... Honestly, I don't know if Dan could potentially get a win here. Maybe, possibly. But him being able to get a bubble out of Bayek here, so Bayek can't like use it for the next guy, might actually not be that bad. But I think Dan is just having to play around bubble as well as blessing his spell warden. So I think it's going to be Bayek possibly just going for blessing a spell warden. For Dan, unless you can get yourself some kind of recovery, you're not really in an amazing spot. Definitely needs to land a stun here instantly. Yeah, if he's not the first to land the stun, it's over. I like the Hodge at the end. That was a valiant attempt, but there's just not much you could really do there at that point. That is tough. Immediate stun onto Bayek with Baron trying to see if he can take it down. That's going to be a huge execute potential here with the side. Silence everything. Big burst on a Bayek. Maybe if you just get a random fatty crit. No, Bayek can just try to see if he can stop any of it. But Baron, I think in defensive like an AMS is going to be a must. Zone is going to be huge. Bayek, question is he going to be able to get a proper like burst out of onto Baron? IBF. Bayek maybe looking for a bubble here. That's going to be the big scythe. Try to go for as much self-healing. Dawn Light just to recover. Blind onto Baron, who just tried to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in with a blind onto Bayek. I don't know if you got any kind of... You technically have burst coming up very, very soon. I don't know if you can go for another grip onto Bayek or not. But you have really good bursts coming up really soon. For Bayek, I think he needs to find the angle to stop regenerating. Doesn't quite connect in that one. And that's full burst. Hold on, Baron could make some damage happen. Bayek is not going to be able to go for a minute heal. He may need to bubble this. Woo! Lay on hands last sec. I was thinking that was going to be a little tough. If he just got like a little harder hitting of a proc there, that was over for Bayek. It was over. Playing with literal fire here. Immediate kill spree out for Shadowpunks. Trying to see if you can force the pressure onto Bayek with the Cloak of Shadows, so no Hodge or anything. And for Shadowpunks, I think if he can get himself over there next to Bayek, just stay on him the entire time, I think he's going to get a bubble out of Bayek at the very least. Vanish to follow just to preserve that adrenaline rush for a little bit longer. Although the dots keep you out in the open. Bayek gets hit in the kidney shot from like it looked like a mile away, really. But I think it's an opportunity for the Paladin to stabilize. Evasion for the Rogue, unfortunately, a lot of the attacks do bypass that evasion pretty easily. So for Shadow, there just isn't much you can really do in that situation. So for Bayek, I think this is an opportunity for him to possibly recenter versus Elanthier. Wait, did Druidi get to play him? Or did Druidi get DC'd? I think Druidi got actually straight up DC'd, which is a little unfortunate. Sap out onto Bayek. And for Shadow, man, it's already a rough matchup for an Outlaw Rogue versus a Paladin. Like, it's not a great matchup. Not an amazing one. He left. Forge. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get either Druidi back or actually Stellar. Just message him really quickly. If Druidi is gone, I'm just going to let him know. Might have a spot after this one. For Bayek right now, he is I think he already got lay on hands back, so he's got bubble, he's got lay on hands, and the outlaw rogue, I don't really know if he is really afraid of a rogue. As a paladin, he's probably the best class to duel a rogue, especially in the higher dampening. Maybe assassination could break past Bayek's like survivability, right? Just an immediate burst. Maybe a subtlety rogue could chip away at his defenses and catch resets. But like, as long as you got the Dawn Lights, that's a lot of freebie guaranteed damage that the rogue can't really deal with all that easily. For Shadowpunks though, he does have cooldowns coming back. Cloak Shadow's coming out very, very soon. No Trinket for a while, which is going to put him in a rough spot. Getting that sap is huge. Trinket out for Bayek is also kind of huge. Cloak has to be used pretty much immediately. And Shadowpunks, I think, is going to need to find a way just to probably get a damage setup going onto Bayek here. Trying to use the Cloak of Shadow just to catch a re-stealth. But I think a drone rush kidney shot, yeah, I think he just has to make it happen with a full killing spree. Actually getting some very decent damage on the Bayek. Blind to follow, Trinkets out of it immediately. Shield of Vengeance is up. I think might just have to wait out the Shield of Vengeance and then just go in with an evasion, pre-feint a stun, hope that'll be enough, and just try to see if he can stay in. Whatever interrupts you can get onto Bayek healing. I thought the rogue was in stealth. I'm not sure what happened. I honestly thought the rogue was in stealth. I'm surprised he hodged him like that. Unless he just like knows where the rogue is at. I'm not even sure what happened. But Alanthea is the last one left, unfortunately. Trying to see if he can get an angle versus Bayek. Bayek, I think, with the bubble, he's still in a decent, very, very decent spot right now. Alanthea, though, with the burst, I think he still maybe make something happen. He's got everything. Trees around the corner, potentially, maybe. Bayek just gotta wait this out. It's a lot of freebie damage that I don't think he needs to take. If he can help it, I don't know if he could really do much about it. With those stellar flares or all these stars all around him, I don't really know if that's gonna help him either. Maybe looking for a bubble here. Alanthea may need to go for a Heart of the Wild just for the DR and just hope for the best. It's about all you can really direct now, unless Bayek just has you. I think Bayek might just have it. Is there anything you can do as a druid? You can't interrupt this. You just bear for maybe Cyclone. No, I think it's over. I think it's over. Was that 4 for Bayek? It was 4 for Bayek. That's rough. That's rough. Sorry, did I enter an important phone call? Okay. No, go. All good, Druidy. Let's get another one going, boys. Druidy didn't get a chance to play. We'll try to see if we can get him like a real game. Dan and Bayek, let me know when you guys are ready. Or if you guys need more bodies, let me know that too. Here we go. But yeah, let me double check the builds that Paladins are playing. It was weird when I played it. I played Holy on top of it too and some Prot. No, actually, no, I didn't get a chance to play Prot. I think I set up a Prot and I was looking up builds for Prot. And I think I did like the background stuff to like background research for Prot just to make sure I'm not going to be like scuffing it up. Let's see how Pally's, what kind of build they're playing now. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a good log of a Pala. Because I played with it right before and they slammed the damage. I want to find a one where there's just not a Pally doing half the mage's damage. A fair log. Okay, there's one Pally that is doing less than a prop paladin. Did they nerf red or something? Did they nerf red? Holy. The logs I'm looking at, red is okay, well here's actually red did pretty good. What, a 15? I'm trying to find like a, okay, there we go, a good 15. Yeah, it's a lot of Divine Storm. Dawnlight apparently. What? They play Dawnlight and keys? Yeah, they're playing the auto attacking build with Crusader Strikes. So yeah, they're just pressing Crusader Strikes, which is the automatic. They're pressing Divine Storm, Final Verdict, Judgment, which is Hammer of Wrath too. So basically just Judgment, Blade, Divine, Final, and Wake of Ashes. And I guess Divine Total Execution, but like numbers of abilities wise, they're pretty light. But apparently they can do damage. Ready? And Dan is okay, double checking with Druid to make sure he's good. Call in party, he is going or not. He didn't answer. He was on a phone call from I can go. Or left. Hold on, double checking with Dan. Dan told me 4 left, so I'm not sure if like 4 people left in the group and 1 bounced, or 4 people left the group completely. Okay, double checking. I think Dan needs a +1. Okay, double checking. So it looks like 1 left, Team Dan, so they're gonna need a +1. I listed. Oh, okay. Chat, we got a spot open. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to. It is in the Molten Core. So it literally first person that signs up gets a spot. Yeah. Bayek, the team. Oh, Rick. Rick. Group is listed in LFG. All yours if you're quick. Molten Core. Okay, I think they picked up Rick or somebody. Rick is back, boys. Hold on a second. Time to put on your big boy pants for this one. Holy shit, dude. Rick. Alrighty, whenever you guys are good, deal as the group Dan, and we'll be good to go. Make sure the group is from LFG when you guys are good to go. Beautiful. I think in honor of Dal, we should have some sort of tug of war. I think in honor of Dal, we should have some sort of tug war. Okay. The fact that you didn't add a tug of war, but just tug war. Yeah, no. We shouldn't do that. Nope, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. You know what? I apologize for the words that I mentioned. I apologize for having a mouth and the fact that it speaks. I won't do that again, unless we're dueling. You know what I mean? What is that? Rick something Yabane. I think it's a curse word, but I'm not 100%. I am not 100%. I am not sure what that's work said, but I'm not 100%. But yeah. Anyway, we got a group. And we're gonna get however many games we got. It was last reg. Last group for the night. Not, but okay, I can let you know when another one opens, my friend. Alrighty, switch. Are they gonna send Rick first by chance? No, it's gonna be Dan instead with, is it Bayek? Radimus is back! Wait, Radimus Draenei? I thought Radimus was a female human paladin. What the I like the mod you got going on, though. I like the set. Bro, that Legion remix weapon enchant is so good. It's so good. Like, looking back at some of the different weapon enchants, I feel like a lot of them are really plain. A lot of them that you can get from the game, they're all kind of like, they're okay, but they're not really like super stand out. And then Legion Remix comes with the portal, bro. Like, this could have been a PvP enchant if they really wanted to, right? That could have been a PvP enchant for a season. It's so sick looking. Yo, what's up, Ty? How do my man? Groups actually on EU today, not an A. But we got groups for now, but they're not on an A. We tried, man, and it was pretty barren, so we hopped back over to the EU. Dan having to go for lay on hands here really early. Radimus holding on to his. He used Generation just to give him survivability. Dan under a ton of pressure unless he bubble. Forced him to bubble. For Radimus, I don't know if he got lay on hands, but he's just trying to see if he can leave. Maybe looking for bubble himself. Bubble as well. Dan will not have an immunity. So for Radimus, if he just catches you, if he just gets a side of you, hand of freedom for Dan just to chug along, to get out of there behind the pillar for Radimus, who I think for next stun wins. I honestly think next stun wins. Blessing of Saint for Radimus. Wait, perfectly lined it up. Perfectly counters Dan. That is so good. He got him to Spell Warden. Question is, does Radimus go for Spell Warden? I think he might just have to. I think he's trying to see if he can deny it, delay it, just go through the heal instead, and then to lay on hands. So he's actually plenty healthy. Searing Glare, and Dan is backing up out of there. For Dan, he needs to buy some time until the next stun. Radimus is still taking constant damage. Dang, it could have got us going. I do appreciate you, Ty. I do appreciate you. It's the end of an expansion, man. End of an era. I think it's going to be a lot more poppin'. Which I sound old saying that. I don't even say poppin' as a word in my vernacular usually. But I think it's going to be a little bit more active once we're in midnight pre-patch. But yeah, it's just, you know, how things go. It's how things go. What the worst part is it happens every single expansion. I dread it. It's like that calm before the exciting storm that is content, I guess, if you can look at it that way. Shield of Endance out for Dan. Radimus again. What are these counters of blessing of Sanks, dude? This guy got that Sank ready to go for every single stun of Dandruin. It's like he knows, man. It's like he knows. He saves it, pops it right as it happens. It's so good. But for Radimus right now, he's just having to try to see if he can pick up a little bit of damage versus Dan. Just a little bit more out, but just a little more full stun. Does he have Wake of Ashes? Full Wake. Trinket out for Dan. Try to go for a Searing, but try to see if he can potentially get a juke. Dan with a stun. Radimus does not have a bubble. Hold on, does Dan turn this around? Spell word in last second for Radimus. Looking for a bit of the recovery. Looking for a bit of that self-healing. Dawnlight, as well as Eternal Flame healing. Got himself a bit of Searing Glare just so he can pressure onto Dan. Next stun by Radimus with a Wake of Ashes maybe is the save, maybe is the play. I don't know if Dan got lay on hands or whatnot. I don't know if Radimus got a lay on hands or not. These paladins have actually been really like matching each other in this chess match of a duel. Stun onto Dan. And Radimus could go for Blessing of Sank for the Dan stun, couldn't he? Shield of Vengeance. Doesn't get a Blessing of Sank this time around. For Dan, it's a freebie damage. For Radimus, Shield of Vengeance is active. So I think Dan just loses this. I don't really know if there's a way for Dan to really recover. Try to see if he can buy himself some time. Hand of Freedom, a little bit of healing. A little bit of survivability. But Dawnlight is still burning. Dawnlight's still not feeling that good. Unless you land the stun right here. Maybe if you just land... Never mind. I was going to say, land a stun, Wake of Ashes, land the kill. Maybe then that could, you know, work. But for Radimus right now, he just got to live. I don't think it's possible. Maybe? Oh, Hodge and a Cloak for the Rogue. Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Azure versus the Outlaw up next. The two paladins just clashing in the middle together. Fought for quite a while. But then after the two paladins just like used up all their cooldowns for one another, that's where the rest of the group is like, okay, now we can play. Now the rest of us can play. What are these pants, by the way, Azures? Like, I feel like, I don't know where they're from, but the match is set pretty well. Like, pretty dang on well. Full Kabuzz, and the question is, the Rogue needs to go for a Vanish. Needs to dodge the Phoenix. If you get put out in the open with the Phoenix, I think it's over. That Phoenix will just murder you by itself. That thing on its own. Vanish, just to give himself a bit of cover. A little bit of that self-heal. With Shadowpunks, it's actually not the worst place to be in. I don't know if he got a gouge, but if Azure just walks up and melee of him, just a quick gouge. Blind also works. Just walk away. Just get yourself a bit of that reheal. That's actually not terrible. Although I feel like without the Rogue, you kind of want to just stay on top of the Mage. But the Mage got way better sustain than you do. Way better sustain. Although off of that kidney, no blink out for Azure's. Evasion up for Shadow, just to give himself a little bit of that survivability. He isn't playing cheat down, so actually that evasion is giving him the DR that he's looking for. But yeah, unfortunately, unless you could wait out for like maybe a Adrenaline Rush, it is over. Yeah, just a little bit of damage is gonna burn him down. With Azure's coming back with a full combustion real soon. What Azure's needs though, use combustion and let the Phoenix focus down Baron without line of sight. And then I think that's going to be perfect for him. For Baron, he needs to go for a full set of army, and you'll be in a perfect spot. Baron out behind the pillar. Azure's needs to kind of back into the Phoenix. That Phoenix is just going to be able to take him out by itself. Look at its health. He knows the Phoenix hurts, the Mage hurts. Honestly, not the great spot to be in for Azure's. Phoenix fades. He got a block in case he needs to. So honestly, using block early probably is going to be really good for him. Big shield also for Baron too. He needs the army to reconnect back with Azure's. It's the only way that he can, I think, win this. Big Ultra for Azure's is going to be able to get a lot of recovery. Does get a juke. Maybe some freebie damage. Azure's still just taking the consistent damage from the army. That is the biggest, roughest part about fighting US on Holy Death Knight. There's not really much you can do to stop the damage. Once you get the pets and the riders and all those things chasing him, unless you can just like keep those pets at bay, that's a lot of pets to like control. It's a lot of guaranteed damage for a Baron. There's just not much you can do. Wall is up on one side. Baron trying to see if he can swing it around. Jur's trying to see if he can make sure he has a plan B and an out ready to go. Combustion available very, very soon. Baron got a full runic power bar. That's a lot of potential healing. Azur's trying to see if he can chip away at him little by little. Actually might just be able to do it. Into IBF together with Lidborn out for Baron. Blind to follow. He's got a decent setup right here, right now. Azur's does have a little more damage. Knockback into Baron is going to get cauterized. Combustion fully in. He just needs to commit the damage. The Phoenix and him bursting down to DK, but I think he's just dead. Yeah, just dead to the dots. That is unfortunate. With Rick gonna be up next. We got 3 over for the team 2 with Azulian. I'm gonna mess up your name. I'm gonna call you Azulian. It's happening. It's gonna be up next. For Rick right now, it's actually, he's in an okay spot. The hunt does not connect. He doesn't pull down though. Does reconnect with the hunt. I don't think he could reflect it back to the guy, but he does have it. Azulian's taking a lot of damage though. Shadow Fury for Rick. Does get a juke. Azulian is dead. Oh, the slam down by the Overlord. Spawned in, immediately slammed with Wildlife going to be up next. If you can take the momentum of all the demons, that's going to be huge. Axstar stops him. Demon started to ramp up momentum. AoE Fear onto Wildlife immediately. Trying to see if he can land a kick onto Rick. The dots are in, and for Rick, it's not going to be a great place to be in. I think he will. There goes the Warlock Hellstone. He will need to use it. He's going to go for the gateway too. The Pharaoh is at full of the re-stealth. I don't know. No, Axos is having to go for a wall. Yeah, for Rick right now, he has to go for a wall while the pets are finding a way to reconnect back with the droid. So for Rick, at least he was able to use the wall, so the Pharaoh didn't really commit a lot of dots, a lot of bleeds. Rick is going to take some passive damage, but at least you're able to prevent some of that dot damage though. Like even a little. Axos to follow. I think it's going to be AoE Fear. Yep, before you can shift in with a full Tyrant, everything is available. I don't know if you get another stun. Fear is going to just chain back onto Wildlife. Yet another Fear right after. Pre-wall in this. And for Rick right now, he just needs to let the pets do work onto Wildlife while he's just going to avoid him as best as he can. Avoid him as best as possible. So for Wildlife, it's a lot of passive damage you're just going to have to take. Regrowth behind the pillar. Could you just axe toss it and win? Maybe? No, the pets died. The pets all faded. Unfortunately, pets all faded. And for Wildlife, maybe he can get himself some healing. The calm points he builds off of the pet with a couple of bites is going to force Rick to summon a fresh new one, I think. Is going to force him to summon a fresh new one. Because that thing is eventually going to fade. Those bleeds are going to ramp up. But he's got to stop some of the bleeding. While Heart of the Wild is active, he's alive. But how much longer? Like for Rick, I think this is actually a good spot. Because he can just keep sending in pets. He doesn't have to commit a lot of pressure. He can just keep sending more pets. Just over and over and over. Just keep sending in the damage. Wait, he's got a demonic tyrant little thing? What is that? You literally called it demonic tyrant? That's hilarious. Wait, is there an actual value to it? I wonder if there are some macros where players will like CC or control a tyrant. And when they do, you know, target demonic tyrant, I wonder if they sometimes target the pet instead of the tyrant. That's actually kind of a wild theory. I think it's over for Wildlife. Though the bleeds are in, the bleeds are set, and Bayek is going to try to see if he can do some pressure off of those bleeds. Rick with the reflect on the Bayek. That's a huge hodge. With the Fear right after. Got him some Spell Warden. For Rick, I think potentially a port. Got himself a Gateway. I don't know if he can go for a port after. Warlock Hellstone should be back up and available. I don't really know what Rick can do in this situation. At least no hodge from Bayek. Maybe a heal. Does pick up a bit of a heal. Maybe a port. Does get a port. Positions the board actually in a very, very different spot right now. He needs to find a way to peel Bayek off of him. Anyway, Fear is going to do it. At least for the time being. Maybe another Fear. Spam it. For Bayek, he knows he can just bubble and hopefully try to win. But he knows he doesn't want to do that. If he can help it. If he can help it. As long as Bayek doesn't get axe stalls though, I think he's okay. Bubbles, yeah, he's just trying to see if he can end Rick. He's trying to make sure Rick does not get a chance. Yep. Yep. But now it's up to Drudy. Like, there's no more bubble, no Spell Warden, maybe 11 hands. Drudy took some damage. I don't really know what he took damage from. But for Bayek sitting down with that mage food. The bubble just to make sure you kill the Warlock. I mean, I think that is the right way if you're looking to, like, land that kill, land that win, right? Does it feel kind of scum? It's like, oh, let me press a button that makes me fully immune and just go guarantee that win. Does it feel not great from a druid perspective? Probably. No, warlock perspective? Probably. Not gonna deny it. But like, if that secures you the win, like, why would you not use this strategy? The most optimal strategy to land that win. Stun with a Druidy does not have a trinket. It's gonna be a bit of that blind, but Bayek, Druidy still live long enough. I think Heart of the Wild. I think the fact that you're not using Heart of the Wild is wild in its own way. Shield of Edit's barely keeping him up with 64% dampening. Big burst out for Druidy. Dryad actually getting some freebie value. Bayek while he's out next to Dryad. That thing is gonna do enough damage. Going for the Dark Current Racial just to remove whatever dots he's got. And for Druidy, he does have trees. I think as long as you just keep pelting away and keep picking away at Bayek's health bar, you will not let him get a win. Yeah, no trinket available for Bayek, at least for a bit here. And I think it's over, right? Unless he just lives. Wake of Ashes heal? Wake of Ashes? Yeah, it's over. It's over. Well done. Azure's picking up 2 kills. He does get the kill on the Unholy Death Knight, which you completely forgot about. He does get that one. Even though the DK does get a kill on him too. It was pretty good. Let's get another one going, boys. Let's get Rick a couple more games in here, maybe. Dan and Bayek, let me know when you guys are good. You guys are good to go. We'll send another duel. I don't know how many more of these we're going to be able to get tonight because it is like super late on EU, but we'll just keep it going as long as we can. Ready? Beautiful. Dan, let me know when you're good and we'll send it. Is that the Arcane Enchant? It is. Why does it look, no, yeah, it is. Why does it look so weird? Is it me or does that Arcane Enchanter's weapon look so weird? It is weird. Look at that. I thought I saw something weird. Look, on his glaives, normally the Arcane Enchant is on the tips of a war glaive, but here it's like on the guard, the bell, the handle, and one of the tips. Is that just for that weapon specifically? I was looking from a distance like, why does it look so odd? Oh, it's like the back of the glaive. Look how odd that is. Normally it's at the tip and the back, but here it's like in the middle and the back. That's so odd. No wonder. I was thinking like that looks so weird. Genuinely weird. -2 listed. Unfortunate. Thanks for the games. Heading to bed. Okay, friend. TY. Yeah, so the other team will need 2. Let's do this. We'll give it a couple of minutes. If we don't get a full squad, we'll call it. Because it is a little late on the young. Generally cannot play WoW again when TBC pre-patch comes out. I haven't played it properly since end of October, mid-November. Wait, you haven't played... Cannot wait to play WoW again when TBC pre-patch comes out. I haven't played... You haven't played Classic or just haven't played WoW at all? Yeah, man. I think it'll be kind of cool just to get back into it. Yeah, that'll be fun. Definitely. I haven't played WoW and Retail or Classic. You know, I think it's probably good, right? Just letting it simmer. Wait, hold on a sec. I was gonna see who it was. That was the battle tank, bro. The rare one. I wanted just to peep his mog, peep his fit. I'll see if I can find too fast. Okay. I appreciate you. Bayek. They are listed under Molten Core if you want to send them in a direction. Yeah, I think actually just kind of letting WoW simmer in the background, not really playing it. Like, I feel like it's going to be a nice, fresh experience when you do come back to it. I think it's going to be good. Oh, Pally is a good choice for Anniversary TBC. It should be pretty good, right? It should be pretty good, I imagine. We need only one. We need only one. Onomas. We got a spot if you guys want to join in. Group is going to be listed in LFG under Raids Legacy. Or Legacy Raids. +1. Beautiful. Yeah, just need a +1 and we'll be good to go. But yeah. Yeah, hopefully Pally... Yeah, Pally should be... Was it TBC or was it Rad that made Pally better? I think it was TBC that made him even better, right? Is that when Crusader Strike was added? At some point, like when they added Paladin like a proper like base ability instead of just auto attacking through damage, I think a lot of players found that spec to be like a little more palpable. All three specs are really good in TBC and Wrath. Yeah, wasn't TBC also when like prot pally really like took off too? Like the best tank for dungeons because it just did giga AoE. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but pretty sure that's how it was. But who knows? Yeah, that does seem pretty good. What's the de facto main tank? Always a de facto tank healer. Or just neat in general, pretty good damage early on. Yeah. Propel is unrivaled in AoE threat. Plus you get to play intellect tank. You get to play intellect? Wait, is that real? We got 5! We got 5! Yo! Hold on, we still got it. We're still kicking. Alright, Dan, you list your thing and we'll be good. Yeah, intellect tank. Was that just how you normally built it? That's weird. It's a lot of yeah, it's real. It's a lot of gear for the tank. A lot of the tank gear for Pally had a lot of intellect. Oh, was it like for red Pally and all the other specs? All three specs did it? Did all three specs go int like naturally on just on the gear itself? Or how did that work? Let's send you guys into a I don't know, Lordaeron maybe? No, let's not do Lordaeron. Let's do Tiger's Peak. Or was strength heavy, minimal int. But I guess some of the prop pally abilities scaled probably with probably scaled with intellect, didn't they? Sec? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, just to me it's too weird of a concept of like intellect on a strength class. So I'm just kind of like, oh wait, why would it do that? I'm assuming like certain abilities scale with spell power, and when you got intellect, those abilities just get better. I'm assuming it's a as a tank that probably intended originally for it to be strength and intellect, but also Blizzard's like whole logic and philosophy on like stats like that changed over time. So I don't really know if that was like the D&D Blizzard, because the original WoW was built with like D&D in mind kind of deal, like an active D&D type of thing. What was right in the world PvP and TBC? Good though? I imagine it's probably decent. What's over? Okay, they're gonna need a +1 over for the team Bayek too, because Radimus apparently joined a solo queue. So who else can invite? Who else can we get in here? That's a real quick. I'm gonna see one. Maybe I can get us a +1. Azrael is on, so I don't know if he'll be down, but I'm just gonna slide into his DMs real quick. Say 10 gear was straight up int. Increase mana gain from your spiritual attunement. Consecration. Oh, that's the actual set. Oh, it was actually tank. Intellect. Oh, that's... Oh, okay, so it's like the tier itself just gave him mint. That's unusual. That's very unusual, but it works. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll need a +1 for Team Bayek. Azrael did not message back, so who else can I... President Hell would have been great to invite, but he's doing this thing. Wait, are they in the same team? They probably are, aren't they? Hold on, rest in hell, rest in hell. Ovajara. Eye of the Storm. Okay, no, they're not the same. Not in the same. I was gonna say for a second. Eye of Ajara. Why am I drawing a blank? Like, where's Eye of Ajara actually? Oh, there's a dungeon. Okay, well, because I was thinking to myself, like, oh, wait, is that a zone? Okay, we sent it back in. They're ready. I was thinking for a second, like, Eye of Ajara, and I was like, oh, is that a zone somewhere? I was like, wait, is this... Is that BFA, the Najatar? No. Is that the, okay, Kindred Target Peak.
They are among us. As the skies light up, they believe we are
Oh, they'll lower it on. Intellect equals mana plus spell power. Everything prod done with spell power scaling. Got it. Got it. I guess that makes sense. Legion Dungeon? Yeah, it was a Legion Dungeon. I had to Google it. I was like, Eye of Ajara, but I'm thinking of it from like perspective of like zone. I'm like, Eye of Ajara. I thought, is that one little like Naga island south of Dalaran? Like Legion Dalaran? No, I don't think so. I don't remember what it was called. I was thinking to myself, is it Najatar? No. I was like, what the hell is Eye of Ajara? But I'm thinking of like a zone perspective. I'm like, geez, where is that? There's a dungeon. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was just confused. I was like, there ain't no way, dude, I'm like cooked at this game. I know my zones pretty well. I've only played this game like an eternity or two. For a lifetime. Alrighty, let's get this one going. Let's get the dungeon. Oh, dungeon. The duels going, boys. Which? Got ourselves. Oh, is it gonna be first? Is it gonna be Rick? Wait, there's two Ricks? There's two Ricks? Okay, if you got second Rick, you might need to wiggle around that alt Rick character. I like the Dractheo look, by the way. That look. Wait, I like this set. It looks so good. That's what I have on my mage. But yeah, you want to make sure you wiggle this character from time to time. You won't want to wiggle them. Make sure they move around even a little, because if they don't move, then yeah, there ain't much you can really do about it. I didn't realize Rick has a second. It looks so good. Got ourselves. What is this damage? I saw his health bar kind of okay, and then it just like disappear. What is happening? Rick, you will need to move the other Rick. You will need to wiggle him from time to time. Just tab, move him from time to time. Otherwise, they will get DC'd. Unless you're like, you know what? I'm a 1v5. Don't even need to worry. I got a slug at the top of my head. We're fine. We're gonna be okay. And I'm gonna be up next. Now is gonna be immediate fear out for Rick. Trying to see if he can set up all the pets. A lot of his burst damage kind of gone, but not really at the same time. Stun, unfortunately, doesn't connect. Full Tyrant up and active, knocking him back. Immediately goes in for the glide to disrupt it. I gotta love the glide on the Dractheo. It looks so good. Stunned by Anon. Full burst onto Rick. Not much that he can really do. And just trying to see if he can position himself out into that little cubby hole. As he got himself full gateway right after. Anon still got a lot of potential damage. And actually sending quite a bit of that wind strike into what looked like a little imp. But for Anon, I don't... What? I'm sorry, what? He was okay, and then he wasn't. I'm sorry, what? Was it the Chaos Mother that did that? Is it gonna DC? I think it's gonna DC. I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. Azures, though, if he can position himself in a good spot, big combust. For Rick, he needs to avoid that Phoenix like the plague. He needs to avoid it. He's got himself a nice little cubby hole. Not gonna go nowhere. You're just gonna wait there and chill. Azure's trying to see if he can create a ring of frost to make sure that the pets do not get to do anything. Rick, with a bit of that reflect, is actually gonna be able to get a big juke. Big damage onto Rick, though. He needs to stabilize. He needs a lot of healing. Wall is in play right now. Tyrant also joins in. Azure's getting interrupted. I'm not sure on Arcane or Fire or what spell. But for Rick, he needs to recover. It's gonna be a Warlock Hellstone. He's gonna pop it early. The more of those Warlock Hellstones he can get himself, the better. But he's got himself defenses. He's got himself the curse where he can rip the soul of Azure's. Does get interrupted, but still some casts are available. Big demon burst out of left field. Also looks like it's available for Azure's. He's just gonna fear spam it. And maybe stun it from a distance. But Azure's is gonna get that altar. You know he's gonna get that altar. For Rick, he's got himself lots of health, lots of healing. So he's actually doing just fine. And Azures with the ice hole, trying to see if you can stop a lot of those pets. Unfortunately, they just walk through it like it's nothing. I don't really understand how pets could just... Are they just ignoring it? Bro, these pets are just crossing the wall. A double Doom Guard, it's over. It's so over, dude. Double Doom Guard barreling on you like this, it's so over. It is so over. And Rick is in such a good spot right now. It is gonna be immediate cauterize. Rick just knows. So you're just gonna run off. Axe toss to not even let the Azures get any cooldown reduction. It's so over, man. It's so over. That is so rough. That is just incredible. With Wildlife gonna be up next, this is a Feral Druid, so immediately Axe toss is gonna be the play. No, Trinket Fear. Before the Feral even gets the bleeds in, this is gonna be Rick trying to see if he can play ahead of time here as best as he can. Wildlife just building calm points, but as long as he doesn't get the biggest bleeds in, Rick can live it. He's gonna go for a Hellstone really early. He's got himself potentially lots of healing Axe toss to follow. As Rick is just in a good spot right now. He's doing okay. Into a bash, almost get the skull bash by the druid. I don't know if he did just the normal bear charge, or if he was trying to do a skull bash and it just didn't go off really. But I'm not 100%. It's going to be the Ursul. Try to keep the pets at bay. Wall is available. Rick got himself lots of potential damage. Is going to go for a Tyrant. Does have an AoE fear at the very bare minimum. Maybe access by the pet. That's going to be all the dots for Wildlife. That's going to be his opportunity to possibly make a big play here. Rick, all he can do is maybe get a spell or two. Maybe get some pets. Wait, hold on. The pets are just doing the damage. He doesn't even just cast anything. He just wins this either way. With Bayek as the last one left on team 2. Does not want to give Rick a chance or even two, because Rick's other alt does get does get DC'd, unfortunately. Wake of Ashes is over. Yeah, Bayek was not gonna let it happen. Dan, Stellari, and Shadowpunks. It's up to you, boys. It's up to you. Rick played a hell of a match. I honestly thought against the Feral Druid, like Rick is like in not a great spot. Not a lot of defense. Trying to summon a pet, but he knows it's gonna be Skull Bash. Trying to see if he can get a juke on it or whatever. And the Pez just did the rest of the work. Just ran him down. I'm actually kind of surprised. Honestly. The Hawk Wolves are on the island for some reason. Is that the Ajara island? Like where Eye of Ajara dungeon physical map location is? The Hawk Wolves? What are the Hawk Wolves again? Are those the wolves? Are those hawks? Oh wait, no, those are the literal hawk wolves, like the feathery ones, right? The ones that hunters get as a mount or whatever. Yeah. Hunter order, yes. Wait, as pets? Oh, you can have those. That's where those come from? I had no idea. I've seen hunters with those, and I always thought they were kind of cool looking. I didn't know where you get them as a pets. Now I know. I might just have to go get one on Hunter. Is that a beast mastery thing, or can any hunter get it? Because if that's anything, that'd be kind of cool in survival. I like my money bear companion. He's pretty sick, but like a hawk wolf, it's kind of sick too. Avijara dungeon itself is off the coast of Azuna, but the entrance is in the middle of Azuna. It is weird, right? It's kind of weird. But I guess maybe you just portal to it or something through the night elf, like spirit magic or whatever. I really don't know how we get there, to be honest. No way, think about it. Lay on hands out for Dan. Does Bayek have a lay on hands too? Does he have to use it? Blind by Dan is going to end up backing up out of there. I feel like for Dan, he might be retreating a little bit too early, a little bit too aggressively. For Bayek, that's just an opportunity to recover as much as he can. I don't know if he got a lay on hands, but for him, he's got mage foot. So for Dan, if he goes in for a stun by Bayek, is going to be able to get damage and a little bit of healing. So for Bayek, if he can go for healing without having to use lay while melting Dan, that's going to be his advantage. He's going to have that chess move. Huh? I actually thought it was okay. I thought it was just a little bit of sustained damage building up, but no, he apparently decided just to go for the jugular. Gouge Garrote by Stellari, able to get some dots in with a cheap shot. Bayek trinkets it, blind immediately onto Stellari. Kingsbane is rolling through him. If you got a big Envenom with a crit, oh! I was gonna say if you get a big Envenom with a crit, and you did it. Oh. That was a lot. Didn't look at my HP. Honestly, I feel like I had everything. You did, but like your HP was not low enough where it's like panic mode. It's just rogue, cold, I think cold blood in Venom with a coin flip tails. After you set up a big Kingsbane, which at least doubles up the tails, and it's a guaranteed third tails. But I was thinking to myself, like, if he has a cold blood, this and venom, and he gets a tails, that would be probably enough to kill. And I was like, this is where you go for the kill, right? And then he does it. Yeah, with rogues in particular, it's just because of the tails damage. It's tails damage, but also he gets you low enough where, because he doesn't need to do, so he needs to get you low enough for sudden demise to proc, because it'll just happen immediately. But yeah, oh, are we ready? Are we doing again? Are we going more? Dan said he's ready, so we could probably do it. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for a last one for the night, yeah. We could do that Tiger's Peak map that I wanted to do earlier. Or we could always do Blade's Edge, you know what I mean? You guys' favorite. Or we could do Flashbang, that would be fun. That would be fun and interactive. We're still going. Got a DC? Okay, we'll give you a second. I'll give you a second. Thank you, boys, for joining me, by the way. EU, boys, you did really, you really came out and swinging, man. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, let me know if you guys need more bodies. Judy is trying to see if you can slide into one of the groups. Flashbang? Ain't doing flashbang, dude. Ain't doing flashbang. I don't even like that arena that much as like a dual arena, honestly. Part of the reason why I'm not even doing it. It's not glaives, are they? What are those things? Demon Blade, Eviscerator. Wait, are those glaives? They look kind of sick. Yeah, they look kind of sick. Demon Blade, Eviscerator. What the hell do you get this from? Every character is flagged as needing return play experience. Yeah, if you haven't played it in a second, then every character is going to be flagged like this. I imagine if you haven't been back in like 2 months, or maybe you weren't on for the patch 11.27, so it just flags it all. Like your characters weren't recently logged before it. So it probably auto flags it because of like new patch or whatever. Wait, I just noticed. This guy has a torch in his hand. Lamplighter's torch, and it's actually creating light. I saw him walk around, I thought, is that a guard with a light? Look at that. He's literally role-playing as a guard with a light. Like, look, there's no light here, there's big light here, so it almost looks like it's light source from these things, but these barely give light source. It's just him. I kind of like it. We go. In a second, waiting for Bayek. Bayek said they had a DC and needed a minute, so we're waiting on him for now. I'll log it on my Hunter, the old account, to see if I can use the Wolfhawk. Wolfhawks? Yeah, which way is it? You can use them in survival? Hell yeah, that's awesome. Wait, can you get the armored one? Like the, can you get a Wolfhawk that's like the armored version? Like your, Order Hall one? Or can, or it's not, or can you get like, give us a minute? Sure. Sure thing. Or can you only get like the non-armored ones? I guess you need to find like an armored one in the wild then, right? Actually, can't I just look it up? Isn't there like a website for this? Like Petopia? Petopia, yeah. Are they, what are they called? There's like a Ikiri, Basilisk, Bats, Bears, Beetles, Cats, Crocolisks, Feathermanes, Dragonhogs? They're not Feathermanes, are they? Oh, yeah, tame models. Yeah, they are Feathermanes. Oh yeah, no, there's like 3 different ones. Yeah, there's none of them are armored. Never mind. I thought I saw one that was armored before, but no, I'm wrong. Cool. I didn't know. So they're called feather mains. I guess it makes sense because they had feathers and mains. Cyberins look insane. I'm gonna need to get one. Yeah, they look kind of cool actually. That one is a mount. It's like a rare one. Ready? Alrighty. Sending again. Where's the Dragonflight? Where's that one? Sliverin, whatever they're called. There's one in Dragonflight. Spawns from like a rare. I got one day. Yeah, we're getting group going, boys. We're getting deals going. Alrighty. This will be the last one for the night though. The white one, it's like a blue, light, like white blue one. Yeah. It's like one that drops off of like a rare. He basically has like a hogger looking dude riding him. And if you kill him, there's like a small chance to get it. I remember getting that one in the open world. Yeah, that one looks like, yeah, not a lot of people have that one, apparently. Apparently that one is actually legit pretty rare. Just, I think a lot of people care though. Switch. Yeah. Who's up first? Is it gonna be Rick or the other Rick? I do like the other Rick though. The Dractyr choices are really, really good, honestly. Big fan. Punk's gonna be first up. Beat a breath by Azures, dropping down big Meteor. Have you always played Meteor? Or did you just wish Meteor for this one? Because Meteor could actually be kind of good in some cases. Oh wait, no, are you Frostfire? It might be Frostfire. I guess I'll know in a second when I see like more damage combos and stuff. I think he is Frostfire actually, because previously he was Phoenix. Try to see if he can give us a couple of Pyroblasts in there around the corner. A little bit of the passive freebie damage together, stack it up with the Ignites. And doesn't Ignite actually get a little more value with the current tier set? Pretty sure it does. So actually Shadowpunks, he's gonna end up melting little by little. Block out for Azures here. I'm actually kind of surprised he went for a block. Like a full block, full reset. I don't know if he maybe had a no blink or something. But he is sending it really, really early. He will have Cauterize, and he can use cooldown reduction in order to get cooldowns back little by little. But possibly could put him in a bit of a weird spot against whoever he goes up next. Is going to go for the full Meteor combos from combo. All of it crashing down all at once. Got himself the procs too. Shadowpunk trying to see if he can get some damage. This is going to be trying to see if he can get the pressure rolling in onto the rogue little by little. Got himself the angle. Got himself the corner. I think blinking for it in order to make it happen. That or is Shimmer. That or is Shimmer. But I'm not 100%. I'm not sure if he is one of the other. No, I think he is not Shimmer. I think he is normal blink. Because I'm pretty sure Shimmer, at least right now, is on the same node as the, what's it called? Same node as Glacial Advance? No. Maybe Glacial Advance? I'm not sure, actually. I forget. Ice Flows. That's the one. Yeah, that Meteor, I think it's just over. Full combust, full everything. Dude, I haven't seen a Frostfire Fire Mage in a second, actually. They used to be a really good combo, like really incredibly bursty. But right now, all we have is mostly just Frost Mages as a Frostfire too. Full Dalaran, Stellari with the full King's Bane, Cold Blood, everything available. If you can get us a couple of those Venoms, he'll be golden. Yet another Garrote. Azure's not a great spot. That's going to be Cauterize. Didn't die to the sudden demise. Cloak of Shadows for Stellari. Azure's doing everything he can to live, but it's just lights. Absolutely filthy. It's a lot of damage. Are you still here? Okay, he's making sure to move around on both of them. Make sure you move and wiggle around as both of them. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do much, man. Unfortunately. For Stellari, though, he did end up committing a lot of cooldowns into the mage. So he's not going to have like anything for Bayek. Most he could do is Trinket and Pop Evasion. And that's really about all he can do. Dot-wise, Blind, unfortunately, does not connect. While steering Glare on you, you're just going to end up missing with it. And Stellari just doesn't have much help to really work with. You can go for a Vanish, maybe a Sippy Cup. Yes, you could cheap shot Bayek, maybe get some Venom damage. But right now, there's just not much you can do. Another Vanish with an Evasion. But I think it's just over. I actually was doing some good damage to Bayek. Unless maybe just go Kingsbane randomly. Random Kingsbane. Gouge. Random Kingsbane. Oh my god, Bayek's health. Dude, oh, if you had a lot of good bleeds in you, that would have been a sudden demise. Holy Bayek. How do you have the nerves of steel to take that much damage? You just roll. With Rick gonna be up next. Gonna be Blessica Saint, which is perfect for the stun and the fears. Bayek is seeing those fears super short, but a stun goes through on himself. With that Hodge reflected, Rick trying to go for a bit of a port. Again, Rick, make sure you still wiggle as that other Warlock from time to time. Like when you get a moment just to stand still, wiggle. Wiggle. Otherwise, that other Warlock of yours is gonna get kicked. Unfortunately. Bop! Bayek goes down, unfortunately. I don't know if he meant to bop. I don't know if he meant to bop. I think he meant to spell Warden, and he was like, wait a second. I don't even know if that would have helped either. Maybe he did mean to bop. I'm not 100%. Because like if you spell Warden, those pets are still surrounding you. That's a lot of physical damage. Yeah, I did? Okay, so that was intentional. Got it. I don't think there's a way unless you just straight up bubble. Yeah, I think maybe you're trying to like, okay, I'll use one, it'll stave off, and it's just the damage came through. Dalaran the best, did pretty good. And on just going blasting all those demon pets for Rick right now. He's in a D spot. Now would be a good time to wiggle that other Warlock Rick. It's gonna get DC'd. I want to see the other Warlock actually get a chance to play with Rick getting basically 2 characters that he play with. Which I think it should be allowed. Spell Warden would have helped. Yeah, neither one I think would have helped. I think you were basically trying to like, all right, I'll delay, so I'll have 2 immunities. Unless Bubble was not available at the time. I don't even know what Rick killed him with. It looked like Rick was just chilling. Boarding that hunt is just diabolical. Azulian. I'm messing up your name, but I'll call you Azulian just because I'm struggling out here, man. Fear immediately on that meta. Unfortunately, that hunt will not connect trinkets from one stun into the next. Fear, unfortunately, does not go through for Rick at the very least. So Azulian could maybe go for a Fear. Silence and Fear on all those demons, all those pets. Big eye beam onto Rick, who's got big gateway to follow up. Azulian does have mobility at the very least, so he can reconnect pretty easily. Got himself the big cleaves. Chaos strikes are building up little by little. Unfortunately, picking up the ice is going to take just a tad more damage from Rick. That's a full... Is that the Infernal Bolt that's doing that? Again, make sure you wiggle. Make sure you wiggle. Radimus is rushing you, but make sure that other Warlock does get a bit of movement, just slight movement. Otherwise, he's going to get deceived. Is going to be a Spell Warden into a Reflect for Rick. I don't know. Radimus tried to go for a Hodge. If he did Hodge, then he was able to immune his own Hodge with that Spell Warden. Axe toss, but I think Rick is dead. Is the other Rick available? Is the other Rick still alive? Hopefully he doesn't DC. If he stands... Oh, there we go. If he stands... the problem is the game is like, if he sees you standing... I know you queued the arena, but if you stand there for like more than 2 seconds... without moving, it's gonna be like, I think it's about time you get DC'd. The game is just that, like, what's the word? Not unfavorable. Unforgiving, I guess is the best way to put it. Dan Ricked up versus Radimus. Dude, Rick did pretty good there with his runs, but a Paladin. Of course, it's a Paladin that's taking him out. Wait, Radimus isn't a Blood Oath now? Wait, Radimus, how many walls do you have? Is that just all your different paladins? You got a Belf, you got a Draenei, you got a Human? Is that what it is? Or just swishing right on the spot? That's happening. Dan would just try to see if he could potentially get some pressure onto Radimus. He's going to go behind the pillar. Waiting until the next Wake of Ashes, the next possible combo. Trying to see if he can maybe make something work here. Stun onto Dan. Trying to see if he can maybe get another Wake of Ashes, unfortunately. So you just kind of having to wait until his actual burst is available. Shield of Vengeance is up and Radimus just squeezed past Dan. The dot damage. I mean, it's more than just like pressure, consistent pressure. Just full burst at that point. And the other Rick is up next. Bro, I love the whole Necrolord set that they got going on. It looks so good on casters. It's unreasonably good. It's so insane. I love that thing on my mage. Not my day. Oh, good, Dan. Can't win them all, man. Bubble out for Radimus. Rick with a Reflect. He's trying to do the same thing. I think if Radimus had a Hodge, that probably was another Reflect on a Hodge. But Rick, the 2-second Rick, is going to end up taking quite a bit of damage here overall, unfortunately. Radimus just surrounded by demons, though. Just absolutely getting wrecked by those things. Unless he's got to lay on hands, I don't know what much he can really do. I think he just lights here. He does have lay on hands, so there's a fighting chance. For Rick, he does have a second Dracthiu built the same way in terms of talent, so he does have the AoE Fear. So if Radimus walks up, AoE fear, he's got to go for a trinket. There goes the fear. That's a perfect setup. Knocking it back a little bit, but unless you can just keep him at bay, does get interrupted. I don't know if he's got any mobility. Handle cooldowns are available. Got himself the big chaos mother. Maybe a big cast. Radimus super low. Shield of Edits available. Wall out for Rick. Handle cooldown spam. Got himself a big gateway. Radimus trying to see if he can go for a quick blind, but for Radimus, he's not in a great spot. Maybe he can go for self heals. I don't know if you can actually see and glare pets. I don't think it actually does anything. I don't think they're affected by it. Yeah, I think it's over. Axe toss, yeah. Taking him out. Well done. For Rick, should this be added in like this Rick and that Rick 4 technically? Because it was him playing both of them. But I don't know if you would... I kind of want to add that in. But like, yeah. So my girlfriend's account is on a laptop. Wait, if that's real? She needs some gear. Wait, is that real? I thought it was you on like, what's it called? I thought it was you on like, if that's real, that's actually kind of wholesome. If that's real, that's really wholesome. Hell yeah. WiFi Games. Thank you for guys for joining, man. EU, you guys really... It was me. I was gonna say. But our laptop. Ah, okay. I like it. I like it. Min-maxing. Big fan of that. Big fan. GG's. I appreciate you coming out, EU. This was awesome. Where it was looking like kind of dire with an A. I think what we might do for the next few weeks is probably just double up on EU duels. Like let NA rest until like pre-patch. But probably in the future, I'll do NA games like early. And I think I'll make a post about it on Discord when it comes to like the duels or whatever. Do you want for you? What? Yeah, more than welcome, man. More than welcome. We'll probably do more of them next week. Probably more duels next week. But at this point, I probably should go get something to eat and get some work done. But yeah, thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, appreciate it. Super fun hanging out with all of you. WiFi Games, I'll join next week. Yeah, hopefully the power outage stuff will be like solved, man, because I imagine it's driving you up a wall where it's like, okay, I have this time to actually get some stuff done, and otherwise you just, what else is there to do, right? What else is there? But I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys had a great time. I definitely had an awesome time. And I'll see you guys next week, yeah? You guys take it easy. And we got New Year coming up, so that's gonna... Is New Year on a Thursday? It is on a Thursday. Oh, it's on a Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, at least it's not gonna be on a Friday, Saturday. Because I imagine all of you guys will be out celebrating then. So it's gonna be hangover duels. That'll be fun, right? Alrighty, boys. Peace.